Good morning, world. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. It is Tuesday 11th, 2022. And we got some stuff to break down here again, man. Appreciate you guys for pulling up and rocking with your boy as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Y'all know we're doing this Monday through Friday, 6 to 9. Yesterday was crazy. I literally finished yesterday right as soon as the national championship started. Sat on the couch, down, done. It was one of them, I'm watching the national championship in and out. That's how crazy yesterday was. Draining, exhausting. We're going to break down ranking all of the job openings that have come into play after Black Monday. Talking about some of the job openings that should have come into play that did not. And breaking down an interesting story about what the removal of Brian Flores is really all about and what it honestly means. And is he a possible candidate for the beloved here? And then, of course, we got to talk a little natty championship. You know what I'm saying? Can't disrespect them Georgia boys getting it done. What a game. What a game. I was like in and out of it. But then by the end, I woke up probably about, I don't know. It's not like I was asleep the whole time. It's weird. You ever watch a game? Good morning, by the way. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Shout out to all you guys for pulling up. I see Roquan Season in there. You ever watch a game, right? And you're not asleep. You're not asleep. But you're only waking up on the big plays. You ever done that? That was me last night. I mean, legitimately, not sleep the entire time, but like in and out, dropping up. My wife's like, dude, you were snoring hard. You okay? I'm like, man, I'm just watching the game. And she's like, you're not. But then I come back, boom, big play. Watch for 5-10 minutes, drift a little bit, tired. Come back, boom, big play. Wake up for both Georgia touchdowns and the pick six. Pass out for like 5 minutes, legit, in between, like the pick six. I'm like, oh, yeah, they got it, cool. Pass out a little bit again. Come back. Dog, it's wild. Robert Schwartz in the chat. Clayton in the chat. Shout out to y'all, man. Good morning. So that was me last night during the national championship. But watching the entire time, well, I remember it. But in and out all whole time. Crazy. But that's not where we're going to start. We'll get into that. I'll be breaking that down for sure. Because what a game. Let's look at some of these jobs here, man. Let's talk about some of these jobs that have become available. And possible jobs that will become available. So yesterday, after all of the chaos ends, after everything calms down, there are 6 head coaching jobs available, 3 GM jobs. Of course, the Bears, both GM and coach. Broncos, Vic Fangio's out of there. Dolphins, the removal of Brian Flores, wild. Jaguars, get rid of Urban Meyer before the season ends. Raiders' job is open with John Gruden. They might be keeping my mans over there internally, though, as he's gotten them to the playoffs. Dave Gettleman is gone as the GM in New York. No word yet on Joe Judge. That job could be opening up depending on who the new GM becomes. Rick Spielman out as Vikings GM as well. Now, here's the question, right? Because y'all saw yesterday, I'm breaking down what's going on with the Bears heavy. We're talking about that. We're looking at where the Bears fall into this yesterday. I'm looking at where the Bears and where these teams rank as far as allure for the job, as far as draft capital, as far as talent that's already there. Where does it rank? So let's break it down. And it's intriguing, right? Because you would think maybe the Bears is a more enticing job. You got Justin Fields here. You've got Darnell Mooney. Maybe you've got your wide receiver of the future. You've got David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, two running backs that can get the job done. You hope you have your left tackle of the future already in place, but not a ton of draft capital. Not a way for a GM to come in right away and shape this team in his image. Does that hurt it? Does that hurt the Bears there? Because you look at a team like the New York Giants who have 2 first-round draft picks. And interestingly enough, to me, if I'm doing anything as a GM, New York's the most interesting job to me. New York's number 1 on my list. Is it a dumpster fire? Absolutely. Should Joe Judge be out of there? For sure. I'm getting rid of him day 1. But I got I've got the what's the word I'm looking for? The capital that I need, the draft capital that I need to shape this team how I want to shape it, to build this team, to execute whatever plan I put in place. I've got that there. I've got that opportunity. Oh, by the way, trading Saquon day 1. Day 1, trading Saquon. Get whatever capital you can for that. You'll never see another running back be drafted in the first round there again. If I can help it. Find his replacement in the 5th round. See if you can get a second for him. See if you can finesse a second for Saquon. That's job number 1 for me on my list. Because there's room there to do what I want to do. There's room there for me to go around and play around with that team. There's room there for me to say, all right, how do I spend this money? There's not a lot of talent there. There's not a lot of guys that I have to worry about keeping around. I'm starting from the studs. If I'm a GM, swapping out or sliding into Dave Gettleman's spot is the number 1 spot for me. I can do the most with it. I can do the most with it. Then number 2 comes the Bears to me. Talking GM spots here. Talking just GM spots. Then at number 2, the Bears come in because I look at that team as a yes, the capital's not there. Yes, the opportunity for me to right away shape it is not there because of what Ryan Pace did, because of him giving up the capital. But there's a reason he gave up the capital. I have a quarterback that I believe can be really good there. I have that number 1 wide receiver. I have 2 running backs. Are holes? Absolutely. Are there issues with this offensive line? Absolutely. But to me, that's not personnel. I'm looking at that from the outside, and I'm saying, all right, well, maybe a little bit personnel. To me, first things first, Jermaine Ifedi, you get your pink slip. Get out of here. But I'm not coming into that like, oh my God, this personnel is awful. I'm looking at this and saying, all right, James Daniels went through a little bit of injury. All right, we can get that together. Cody Whitehair is getting a little long in the tooth. We're going to need to find his replacement at some point. We got a rookie left tackle over here. He didn't know what the heck was going on. We got a rookie right tackle here, and Larry Borum. Not sure what's going on. Me personally, I'm going to say, you know what? I don't want that kid to learn left tackle. I want him to play the position that he played in college. Let's move him over here. Let's start this thing off right. Let's go spend some money, y'all. Hey, get the checkbooks together. Ted, crack your wallet open. Don't talk. Crack your wallet open. Let's go buy our left tackle. Let's go buy somebody that can play the position. I don't want a rookie there. I want to know that that position is safe. You know why? Because you know what the rookie's good at? The other side. Then I call Ryan. Why the heck you draft this kid and try to convert him? That's where we start. But you know what? Hey, crack that wallet open. Yeah, there's going to be some people cut. I'm not going to lie to you. I got to spend a lot of money on this left tackle position here to start things off because I got a young guy back there that I think is going to be really good. I got a young guy back there that I think is going to be a problem in this NFL. And guess what? I got to protect him. Say what we want about what Bill O'Brien did a lot of there. I don't agree with a lot of what he did in Houston. One thing I do know Bill O'Brien understood, hey, I got this really good young quarterback that seems like he's magical. I probably should put some people in front of him. Let's go get Laramie Tunsil. You gave up a lot for him, but he's safe. Now, decisions after that, I don't know. Yeah, man, he's a little tough for the decisions after that, but at least there, he's safe. Bears is 2 on my list. Got to rebuild the defense? Yeah, you definitely got to rebuild the defense. You know what happens, though? I can take my time with that because I'm trying to protect this kid. I go out, spend some money on a left tackle. I've got my running back. I've got my line at least a little bit more secured, I feel. I like Borum and Jenkins on the right side. I got left side, whoever you go out and spend that money on. Go get me a left tackle that knows what he's doing. Guess what? My line's solidified. Protect the kid. Now I got to get me a coaching staff in place. Put the right scheme in there for the kid. All right, we go through that. Now I'm shaping things the way I want them. But you know what? My offense is set. You got to get the kid right. But at least I know he's safe. At least I know the running game will be able to move the ball. At least I know he's set. Third on the list, GM-wise, is the Vikings job. Can't get rid of Kirk Cousins. Don't trust the offensive talent. Mine is Justin Jefferson. Yes, we have an excellent running back, but I got to get some capital back here. And guess what? I'm not trading Justin Jefferson, and I can't trade Kirk Cousins. Guess who's going to go? You hate to say it. You hate to be blunt like that, but hey, I need some capital to reshape this team. I can't get rid of Kirk this year, but I'll tell you what, it's time to start looking for his replacement. I can't get rid of Kirk this year, but I need to start thinking to the future if I'm in Minnesota. That's hard to do. So I'm going into Minnesota day one, getting rid of major pieces. Like I know I said trade Saquon in New York, but we're talking about New York. There's no other piece besides Saquon. There's nothing else besides Saquon. So if I get rid of Saquon Barkley, guess what? My team still sucks. If I keep Saquon Barkley, guess what? My team still sucks. I got to take a major hit going to Minnesota. And what's a piece of value that I can move on from, and I still can keep my major offensive pieces intact? Unfortunately, that's your running back position. You know why? Because you can find another one. You can find another one. It's harder to find a Justin Jefferson than it is to find a Delvin Cook. So now I got to come in. I got to take shots right away. Oh my God, he traded the running back. He traded Delvin Cook. What's wrong with him? I needed capital. I need draft capital. I need to be able to reshape this team. I've got to find my quarterback of the future. I've got to find a line that's going to protect him. There's a lot there that's got to be fixed. See, that's the problem with where the Vikings are now. The Vikings got rid of a ton of talent, and got nothing back for it. They just lost the talent, nothing back for it. We're being proactive under my regimes. Come on now. I see we got it cracking in here a little bit early, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up with me. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Kid will be in here shortly, man. Had to run to the store. And for some reason, the comments not coming through over on the restream side, so I'm going to just check them here. Shout out to y'all, man. Got to change my password to sign up. For the super fans? Hey, man, let me know. When you do, man, we'll welcome you in. If you guys want to sign up for the Breeze super fans, go ahead and join up with us, man. We got Cordell in here. We got John the Great in here. Mark Warren. Brian says Bears are number one simply because of legacy. I don't know. Legacy mean a lot when you're winning. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Chicago is one of those towns where if you win, they love you for life. So I get what you're saying. We still hold the 85 Bears in high regard. But, yes, Chicago has great legacy, but that's New York. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, absolutely. Great legacy, great culture, great town. Can't take anything away from that. That's New York, though. I can say a lot about that, too. I can say similar things about that as well. And that's just the GM side of it for me. Those are the 3 GM jobs that have come open this year. Kind of surprising, not going to lie to you, that there's only 3 GM jobs that have come open. I would have thought we'd have seen a lot more. But I guess a lot of teams trying to stick with the stability that they have there. So how would you rank them? How would you guys rank them in the chat? How would you guys rank them in the chat? What would be your go-to? Your number one? Because to me, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm either going to go to the place where, I got a lot of work to do, but I'm going to have the room to do it. I'm going to have the capital to do it. I'm going to be able to move a couple of pieces around that I can get it done. Or I'm going to go to the team where I don't have a lot to do, but hey, I think there's a lot of pieces in place. That's New York and the Bears. The Vikings job is not an enticing job to me. First off, Minnesota. All right, that's it right there. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. Not talking reckless about Minnesota. Great place to go hiking in the summertime. Not a fan of winter hiking. I don't do that. That's how mountain lions get you. Anyway. Minnesota's just not an enticing job to me. The guy that was there has been there 10 years. I guess if you're talking about maybe just because of stability. You know what I'm saying? But what are we talking about? Like going in there to deal with Kirk Cousins? Mike Davidson says Chicago first, Giants, Minnesota. Molly Mall says Vikings first. Interesting. And then the Bears, then the Giants. Interesting. I don't want to deal with Kirk Cousins' contract. I don't want to deal with having to go in there and deal with the fan base being pissed at me in the beginning. Because honestly, how do you fix that team? You need capital again. Let me see here. Let's check, right? Let's see where the picks rank. Minnesota Vikings. Oh, hold on. Draft picks 2022. So you do come in with the 12th overall pick. Not a bad place to start. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Round 2, you don't have a second round. You don't have a third. Oh, no, you do. Is it just not ranking it? Oh, so it must just be subsequent. So you come in with full draft capital here. So they got 12, 24, 36, 48, all the way down. Bunch of picks in the 6th round there. 3 picks in the 6th, pick in the 7th. They only don't have a 4th this year. So you can do a lot there. You can do a lot there. But are they one pick away? Are they one piece away? Pettiest man alive in the building. First off, the waves are flicking this morning, my boy. How you feeling? The do-rag was on extra tight last night. You know what I'm saying?
Humble brag, I don't wear one.
I'm a double ragger. I'm not going to lie. That's all right. Nothing wrong with it.
I never got the purpose of that.
You put the second one on loose to keep the first one on, so you don't have to tie the first one as tight.
Well, you sound just as dead as I do.
Nah, I'm in here. I'm just breaking down the Vikings, so it get a little more depressing.
Oh, those are the picks you were just going through?
Yeah, just ranking the GM jobs. We got three GM jobs available. You got the Giants, you got the Bears, you got the Vikings. For me, that's the order I would take the jobs in. I think the Giants is the best because ton of draft capital, couple first round picks. I'm trading Saquon immediately because I suck with him. I suck without him. I don't. I'm not losing any standings in the rankings here, so I might as well get as much draft capital as possible. Find his replacement somewhere in the 5th or 6th round. But I can do a lot there. Bears, I don't have as much capital, but I got some pieces in place. I'm going out. I'm moving Tevin Jenkins back to right tackle. Let him play his natural position. Move Borum into right guard. I'm going to buy my my left tackle. I'm telling Ted put a crowbar in the Arlington Heights fund. Break me off about $100 million over the next 6, so I can go buy me a left tackle of the future. And
you know what was really interesting about that whole you fired your GM, fired your coach. I heard this being said yesterday, and I was like, man, it's facts.
yeah.
Why would you allow them to trade up to get Justin if you weren't going to allow them to ride it out?
Yeah, stupidity.
And so if you're not going to let at least Pace ride it out,
Yeah.
now you have to deal with the GM. And the question, although George may have scoffed at it, it's a legit question. If the next GM comes in and say, Justin's not my guy, which is real possible, which is why I've been trying to tell people this is a business.
Yeah.
This is a business. Don't get too attached to these players, especially in our situation. We have no one established on our team as the guy yet.
Yeah.
We want them to be. We hope that they are, but no one's established as the guy. And so, as much as people say, "Oh, that would be stupid," Kind of depends on who the next guy is.
It's one of those, right? Like, so the Bears missed out on Chris Ballard last time because Chris Ballard came in and immediately said, I'm cutting Jay Cutler. Pay him his money, send him his papers. I'm cutting Jay Cutler. He cannot be here. Bears said no. Bears said you can't cut Jay. He's the only quarterback we've ever had since Sid Luckman. He's been pretty durable. We've gotten the heck beat out of him. Just protect him. Chris Ballard said, nope, can't do that. So I'm going to get up out of here. I think with Justin, you have more of a leeway at picking a GM, although you've cut your candidates in half based on how you've structured it, which is something that apparently most people can't get that I'm breaking down here, that if you name your GM position president, you can give people a raise and you can go steal a good GM. Seems pretty simple to me. Maybe I'm the only one, but it seems pretty simple to me. But in that situation, I think you can bring in the guy. Now, still bring in the best qualified guy to me. But I think you have more of a leeway to say, we want to make this kid work because of the capital we gave up. Can you do that here? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I don't think that that's a tough ask. Like, I think you come in, and if you're a GM coming into this job, you're probably coming into this job saying, I want to take this job because I believe that Justin Fields is a good quarterback, because there's no capital here. There's no way you can fix this team without Justin Fields being a good quarterback.
To be fair, I don't believe Justin was the main draw. To be fair, there's nothing you saw that said this kid has it. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but you didn't see it. What you did see,
You saw flashes.
but what you did see is we saw two of our backs go nuts.
Yeah, I
We
ain't for running backs.
we saw the fact that Mooney is emerging to be that guy. I mean, he definitely outperformed Allen Robinson.
Well,
Separation and everything.
He also got a ton more opportunity to do it.
I mean, it wasn't hard, right?
Hey, listen, Matt was like, well, Justin don't like him, so I guess you're not a part of the
Right.
offense no more. Like, dang, dog, he just decoy every play.
You did see some pieces on your defense, one in particular, just go off.
Yeah.
So there are pieces around that did really well. Unfortunately, it wasn't our QB for whatever the reasons are, right? Unfortunately, it wasn't our QB. So with that being said, I mean, it's possible. Like, when I heard the question, it got me really thinking.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I hate to say it, but you know, we may be sitting there saying, oh, Ryan failed on 2 picks, depending on what the next GM does and the success of that next GM.
You definitely could, but to me, it's why would you come here if you didn't believe in that? You know, in the quarterback that's in the building. I have no reason to come here. A linebacker is not going to get me here. If I'm a real GM, a couple running backs ain't going to get me here. A wide receiver, that's not getting me. I need a quarterback, because guess what? I have no capital to go get a quarterback. I don't have a lot. I can't get the money to find a quarterback and find a left tackle. You know what I'm saying? And fix the offensive line, even if Tevin is the answer. I don't have the funds here for that. Y'all left me with the bare coverage, so I'm not walking in the door unless I believe Justin Fields is that guy. And that might limit, and that's the biggest thing that I was saying yesterday with why the Bears' job to me is an iffy one. Is honestly number 2 on this list, just because at GM there's only 3 available, and I think the Vikings is the worst of all because you got Kirk Cousins' contract still there.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would put the Vikings, if I'm just looking, and this is not me being I know people say devil's advocate, but that's just from a business perspective. Cousins is a good QB.
Yeah.
He may not be elite, but he's better than a QB room in Chicago. And he's absolutely, and he can perform. He can perform well.
Better than bad ain't good.
Kirk Cousins ain't bad, dog.
Kirk Cousins just a middle of the pack quarterback that's overpaid.
That's like saying he's backup status. And I don't think he backup status.
Just mean he
4,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 INTs.
man, it's great.
It is great.
Guess what? Your team still ain't have enough to get the job done. And a lot of them games, Kirk Cousins was relegated to being a backup. A lot of them games, Kirk Cousins is getting 14, 15 pass attempts. And he's going 8 for 15. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a ton of time where when they had Kirk slinging that thing.
Dog, I know they are rivals, but that's just not facts. It's just not based in fact.
I'm okay
Kirk
with it.
Cousins, hey, you it's okay not to like Kirk Cousins. And I get that, right? But that ain't at all what the numbers say. Now he did have a really bad day against
He's had
Chicago.
plenty of them.
Especially against, I mean, he threw for 87 yards against Chicago. For somehow he still got 2 touchdowns out of that joint. But he threw for 87 yards.
Yeah.
That goes to show how bad we are at that point, because he got 2 touchdowns with 87 yards. I don't care if he got him at the 5. He got it done. All right, at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's for what you want in a QB.
Well,
Kirk Cousins gives it to you.
This shit, they was letting them let it fly, wasn't they? Yeah, dang.
He let it fly, and he did it at a really
Hey,
efficient clip.
I tell you exactly why you 7-9, 7-10, whatever it is. 49 pass attempts, dog.
They had no run game going. I don't know what they called. Hey, listen. Whoever called that game plan, get him out of there.
He out of there for sure.
49 pass attempts.
My God, bro.
But no, seriously, it's a lot of some QBs we just don't like. Like, for instance, I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I'm just not. That has nothing to do with me being a hometown Bear. Has nothing to do with that. Something about him I just don't like. Now, I don't hate the guy. I respect the fact that he's one of the best QBs. In fact, I will troll Chicago and wear Aaron Rodgers jersey. I have that. I have a little more respect than just hate for him, but I just don't really rock with him. Guess what? If you look at the numbers, he kind of put up Aaron Rodgers stats this season. That's kind of hard to say.
It's nice.
But he did.
It's nice.
It's if I'm a GM, I got my QB already.
Winning.
I got my QB already. Clearly, the game plan sucked because you got this man throwing way too much.
Way too much.
I don't know what's going on with that thing, but
that's another thing.
How many fumbles does he have?
Probably a lot. He got to have something.
He got something has to be wrong.
Hey, there's got to be something.
Because these numbers look too good.
Oh, never mind. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
11
10,
fumbles this season.
11, 12. Yes.
How many were lost?
Huh?
How many lost?
2.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, but it's about where it's putting you at. You usually don't fumble forward. Not a lot of dudes doing the old fumble rooski where you just throw that mug forward and somebody fall on it.
Oh, dag! If you look at the most the QBs with the most fumbles lost, yeah, he don't even crack the top 10. But we do. God dag, Justin. Hey, is Jared Goff, Dak Prescott? I'm kind of surprised by Dak Prescott. Ben Roethlisberger, Derek Carr, another surprise. Carson Wentz, not surprised by that. Justin Fields, not surprised by that. Trevor Lawrence, Matt Ryan, Ryan Tannehill. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, it's not that bad. Tom Brady is on there before him.
It's a list where it's like terrible quarterback, elite quarterback, terrible quarterback.
Elite quarterback.
Question out there, elite quarterback, terrible quarterback.
Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Mac Jones.
Mahomes makes sense though. How Pat Mahomes holds the football is asking for a fumble to come. He just makes enough good plays that people probably don't even talk about that.
Hey, that's what they hope happens with Lamar Jackson, but unfortunately, I ain't letting that slide. Yeah, it's a lot of elite quarterbacks on there, but that's not Matt's before you get to Kirk Cousins.
Hands thing? Because Lamar get a lot of them fumbles where like they just snap the ball to him. He tried to grab it and it fall out his hand.
I don't know what's going on with
Is
that.
that a small hands thing? Lamar get a lot of them. Like how many of them fumbles we see? Set hut. Oh goddamn, jump on the ball.
I don't know. It's an interesting way of putting it. Small hand thing. I
Well,
don't know.
you know, listen, I'm not a Kawhi Leonard over here. I got small hands. I either had to cuff it to dunk or I had to try and two hand, and I wasn't good at two hand dunking. So, which is weird. It was so weird to me. Muzz was like, you can dunk with one, but not two. One is harder. I don't know.
No, it's not.
One was always easier for me because I could reach higher.
That's what I thought. That's what it was for me.
I don't know.
Ain't like I was out there dunking every time, but I mean, when the one time I did
yeah,
dunk,
the dude that told me was 6'6", so I assumed he would know more about dunking than me. Listen, I was rim grazing.
6'6", all he got to, hey, at 6'6" compared to, I mean, what? That's 7 inches more in height.
Oh, in height, yeah, you got to clarify that, dog. Good morning. Oh man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Hit that like button.
What you today, Pat.
Break this down. Breaking down this Black Monday, reaction to Black Monday, I should say. Just talking about where we'd rank these jobs right now. So with where the teams are right now, you got the Bears as the last then. How you ranking it?
If we're just going based off, pieces there in draft capital
spots, stuff you got to do at GM. Now, of course, head coaching spots is different. We'll talk about that as well. But just off GM spots.
Yeah, I would have the Bears last. Unfortunately, it's just only because
you got Vikings first.
Depends on what you can.
You've got a full cover.
No, yeah, I got Vikings first because it's
full cover to draft picks. So you got the only pick they don't have this year is their 4th. They got the 12th overall pick. You got to do a lot there. You got to do a lot. Like you got to do a lot.
But they have the draft capital.
Kirk Cousins, you got to find a good enough game plan, or just enough pieces around him so that he can stop throwing the ball 30 times. Delvin Cook had to be hurt for a good chunk of this season. There's no way somebody woke up and was like, "Slang that thing, Kirk. We know you're your best when you do that."
Hey, listen, he showed up. I gotta give it to him. He showed up. No, Dalvin Cook played most of the season. He had 1,000 yards, 1,100 yards, realistically. I don't know what happened there, dog. He had several games with double-digit carries, but I don't know. I don't know.
Such a weird quarterback, dude.
Who?
Kurt. He's just such a weird quarterback.
You know, the one thing that this season kind of showed me about Kirk is that he doesn't turn the ball over a lot. And that's a very underrated thing. Like, you can be mediocre, but if you don't turn the ball over a lot, you can go far in this league if you don't turn the ball over.
That's not the whole. He got a good touchdown to INT ratio.
It's a pretty freaking good one.
It ain't great though, but it's pretty good.
What do you mean it's not great?
This year is great. This year is great. But
last year was 35 and 13.
35 and 13, 26 and 6,
30 and 10,
27 and 13. I don't know, dog. I get that Gardner Minshew feel when I watch Kirk Cousins play football.
Man. Hey, listen, if Gardner Minshew can do this, then maybe we need to go pick him up.
Gardner Minshew's 40 and 12.
Hey, he's 40 and 12 over several seasons, though. He's 40 and 12 over 2 seasons.
But he's only had one starting season.
Yeah, but Kirk Cousins is 33 and 7 and 1.
Yeah, but well, I get that's why I get that. That's why I get that Gardner Minshew feel. They both ain't winning. Kirk Cousins is 37 and 7, and his team is 7 and 9. At least if Aaron. Hey, listen. If we being,
is he the reason they lost?
Hey, but if we being comparable, right? Green Bay, up and down defense. Minnesota, very up and down defense.
Very up and down defense.
Number one wide receiver, Justin Jefferson is absolutely a baller. Devontae Adams is best in the league right now because they just won't throw D-Hop the ball no more. He just don't play football no more. So no, it's so disrespectful. It pisses me off. 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard
Yeah,
rusher.
Russia.
It's very comparable. Why is one 13-3 and the other
I would pick
7-9?
Green Bay's defense over Minnesota's though.
I would
I
take
absolutely would
I
pick
would
Green
take
Bay's.
Green Bay defense at the end of the year. They got some things together. I don't know what happened with Minnesota defense. Well, I do. They lost a lot of pieces, but I tell you this: Green Bay defense was trash at the beginning of this season. Was trash at the beginning. You know when Green Bay defense got good? That one game we watched where when Pat Mahomes was there, when they was playing versus Jordan Love, I was like, they are killing Pat right now. That was the first game I looked at them and I was like, they are really like flying to the ball. They are killing this man right now. That was the first game I watched where I was like, they are playing really well. And
I thought
since
the
then,
defense picked up after the San Francisco game.
yeah, since then you've seen a lot. You've seen them improve a lot, which is, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. You give Aaron Rodgers the defense too. I hate to say it, we really might be looking at him in a bowl.
That's cool.
It
I
ain't
mean,
me
hey,
and
listen, I'm looking at his numbers. He didn't drastically outperform Kirk Cousins.
yeah,
He
but
just didn't.
it's about what happened in that win column. And you got to think Kirk had an easier schedule too, because Kirk finished in third place the last 2 years. So he getting that third place schedule versus Aaron getting the first place schedule.
What happened with the Vikings? Lost to the Rams, lost to the
Hey,
Packers.
I'll tell you exactly what I'm telling you. Kirk Cousins throwing that ball 39 times ain't the formula to win the game. You know, when they was winning legit, when they was winning games for real, Kirk was throwing the ball maybe 15 to 20 times. Efficient, getting the job done, relying on Delvin Cook. You start having him throw it 30, 40 times, man. It's about, see, we don't see where them interceptions or where them fumbles come in. It's about the timeliness of it.
The
That could
funny thing is, a lot of games he lost, he didn't have any INTs.
how many fumbles he have though. He got some fumbles all through this season. Now it's not fumbles lost, but it could be fumbles that put you out of field goal range. It could be fumble. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
We got to
Which
get
I'm,
a
is
Minnesota
your
homer to.
restream chat working?
Hmm?
Is your restream chat working?
Nah, I thought that was something you did.
Nah, dog. I don't know what's going on with the restream chat. I got the You Dig open over here on my phone, man. I'm gonna have to go up and grab my tablet.
I turned on my computer. I don't know, dog. It's weird because anytime you throw 32 times, 22 for 32, 3 touchdowns, 244 yards, with your running back doing 131, that's a defense problem. Yeah, that's a defense problem, dog. Look at the if you just look at some of the matchups. I mean, Kirk don't play defense. You got to stop the other
Hey,
people.
you're giving up some points here,
They're
boys.
giving up a whole lot of points.
34-33, 24-27. That's not bad. 30-17 win versus Seattle with 7-14 Cleveland though. Hey, listen, that's an offense problem there, dog. You can't give me 21 points there. Now Cleveland defense really good, but come
No,
on.
hey, listen. Cleveland defense ain't pretty good. It gave us negative yardage for the whole game.
Hey, listen,
Okay. Listen.
they gave Matt Nagy negative
No,
yardage.
no, no. They gave us. We gotta collectively hold that L. We ain't go.
hey,
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
hey,
We ain't gonna sit there and not do that.
hey, listen, I'll tell you this. As bad as we are, we ain't lose to Detroit. 27-29.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers lost to Detroit.
Hey, he did not care about that last game, dog. The FanDuel lineup was set, and I did not think about week 14 at all or week 18 at all. I was like, wait a minute, these mugs do not care about this game in the slightest. This is not going to go the way I thought. Oh man, that's interesting. Though. I don't know.
Minnesota defense were hurt. They were top 10, top 5 defense when healthy though. Okay, now I'm finally looking at the comments at this point.
Why I don't like Kirk Cousins? He don't get the job done. I know that much.
You say he don't
definitely
get the job done?
don't.
Dog, I can't say that.
I'm talking about in the win column because he's had some elite defenses too. When he had Everson Griffin and all them boys over there, he's had some elite defense. I don't know. I don't like Kirk. Just don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you just don't like Kirk, dog.
I like
Because
Kirk.
the numbers is like, all right, he's a better
You know
QB than
what?
you give him
He's the
credit
kind of
for.
player that you would think I would like.
I don't know why you don't like him, to be honest with you.
Cocky about it, you know what I'm saying? He hit you with the you like that? You like that? I love Gardner Minshew, the second. I don't like the second part. That's weird. You gotta get that together, man. Make that junior. I didn't want him to be a junior. Get over that. You know, it's such a weird thing, dog. I didn't want my son to be called Junior. So tell him not to tell people his name is Junior. Hey, just to piss you off, I'm gonna call him the second every time. But now, not like did everybody? Let me see. Let's run through these comments real quick. Let's see if Muggs dropped a.
Kirk Cousins is 57th in game-winning drives all time.
That was random.
It's
So
very random.
Roberts, there was a random stat just to drop there. Molly Moss said Vikings, Bears, New York. Robert Schwartz says Chicago, New York, Vikings. John says Chicago, New York, Vikings. Trying to see. I thought I seen somebody else. Kirk Cousins is man. And you know what's crazy? The chat just randomly stopped working. This is the most focused Kidd has ever been. Raging says, win now, Bears number one, rebuilding New York number one. Now that's interesting. All right.
Hey, listen, it's all opinion based. I get it, but if we're going by from the logical standpoint, the teams with more draft capital and the team with an established QB and draft capital
Yeah.
is better than a team with a maybe quarterback and no draft capital, and an organization that may cut you off at the knees. So I mean, let's keep it a buck.
Listen, as a GM, they def not gonna cut you off at the knees. Let's keep it a buck. Ryan got 7 of them things.
Oh, you got 7 of them things. What
Listen,
happened?
and listen. The Vikings GM got 10. Ryan got 7. Dave Gettleman got a solid 3. And Dave Gettleman stepped down more than likely because somebody said, "Hey, you know we finna fire you, right?"
I am trying to.
Hey, Dave, you thought Daniel Jones was it? You know we finna fire you, right?
I am trying to find reasons as to why, but hey, I would choose the other teams if I'm a GM. I would choose the
I
other
would
team.
choose New York first because New York I'm shaping from the ground up. And as a GM, I think that's what every GM wants to do. You want to build up a struggling franchise. You want to make a struggling franchise into a winning franchise, especially in a city like New York, because those are the stories that get you the most lauded. You know what I'm saying? Like if you turn the Bears into a Super Bowl champion, you're instantly in the Hall of Fame. If you turn the Giants into a Super Bowl champion again after where they are right now, you're going to be instantly in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Because it means a lot of moves were made to get you to that point. This is not a Golden State Warriors situation here in Chicago. You know, we even if you come in, you still got to make some drastic moves to this team to put them in a position to be successful.
I'm sorry, but out of all those teams, if you get the Vikings a Super Bowl, you're instantly in the Hall of Fame because they never had one.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're not, but are they getting there? Do they got
Are
the
we?
potential to
Hey,
get
hey,
there?
hey! Listen, do we?
No, but it's one of those where it's growing.
like, like they
I'm
just got
just
more pieces. They
I'm
got more
just
pieces to build with.
you got more pieces, but a lot of people are gonna look at that and say, "Oh, the dude before put those pieces in place."
No,
Dude
no, no,
before
no, no. That's
do
what they're going to say about the Bears.
not
They're going
really.
to say that about the Bears. A lot of your most exciting things, Brian Pace put in place. You fired him. What's this?
Yeah,
Like,
it's about you got the pieces there, but it's about did you put pieces in place to protect them? Did you rebuild this defense? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know what y'all. A lot of Bears fans yesterday were like, Sean Desai did a good job this year. What defense y'all was watching? Roquan Smith did a good job this year. Jalen Johnson did a good job this year up to week 18 where he didn't touch somebody. Which, by the way, listen, I got a lot to kill George over. But
that's
when
his
he gave his reasoning for firing Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, and he talked about the Bears not improving, he said, we started the season with somebody not touching a receiver, and the receiver got up and ran in the end zone, and we finished the season with somebody not touching the receiver. I knew that the improvement wasn't there. Now, I could have told you that over the course of a season, but that was sound reasoning to me. I had to give him credit for that one. I was like, all right, you giving me a football reason. And then right after that, he said, I'm a fan. Olin Kreutz is a liar, and mom's disappointed in me. But the board wants me to keep my job. The board's your cousins, dog.
I did like the fact that he sat there and stood up to that allegation there. While I don't think Olin Kreutz lied. I mean, $15 an hour for that type of role, you gotta provide some proof on that one, because
He
that's
did.
not a, what was the proof?
Brian and Harry Heastan confirmed it.
It's $15 an hour.
$15 an hour. Harry Heastan was the one that had to offer him the job because he was the offensive line coach.
Did they just not have the money?
It's the Bears, dog. They got the money. For some reason, the Bears don't treat their players with respect. Their former players with respect. I don't know why. It's just how they are. They bring you back. They say, thanks for playing for our team. Thanks for playing the work version of our game. You don't matter anymore.
That's going to impact this entire thing way more than people are going to give it credit.
Oh, yeah. No, I said that. Because guess what? Guess who I want training my DBs?
Successful.
Tillman. Guess who I would love to have working with my O-line? Not only one of the best Bears O-linemen, one of the best O-linemen to ever put on a helmet. Guess what? They both play for your team. Guess who I love to have working with my linebackers? An entire crew of linebacking core. We literally hold the Hall of Fame for linebackers, and y'all don't want none of them in the building. Because y'all don't want them to look back to past regimes. Y'all don't want them to look back to what came before. Y'all don't want them to tell you the stories of how the Bears have done people wrong. And get over yourself.
The funny thing is, at this point, they can't stop that.
They're threatened by football knowledge. That's all it is.
Well, you can't stop it now because we now live in an era where that information, those stories, that's news now. That's news. We're in that era of, entertainment, free information, stuff like that. We're saying those things out loud is the norm. Like, do I think it was a good move if he wanted to work with the Bears? No, I don't think it was a good move if he wanted to work with the Bears, but part of me feels like he really didn't want to work with the organization. So he was just being honest and transparent about his experience.
Who, Olin?
Olin.
No, Olin wanted to work.
If that's the case, then it was a bad move on that part.
He offered his service. He offered to come in and be the coach. He was like, I just want a position. I just want to help us. I think we got good. Because he really believes Sam Mustipher is a good lineman. He really believes the Bears have talent at the line. They just don't have the right coaches in place.
I kind of believe that based off James Daniels' exit interview.
Yeah.
I like that one.
You want to talk about, hey, excuse me, sir. I got the wheel. Don't worry about that. Is he back there? One more time. Just make sure I rolled that bus clean over him. I want to make sure.
He kept it a buck, man. He kept it a buck. You got Jason Peters in his twilight years sticking the best guy one-on-one.
Hey, I'm with it. I get it. And I don't expect change here in Dallas. Don't expect the Bears to be good. I expect the Bears to be a football team. That's it.
He said P.kidd. No, I'm actually I don't need coffee. I'm actually locked in.
This This is actually just his demeanor. Y'all got to go watch like the most hype moments we've ever had on the show.
No, I can get real hype. But this is definitely not tired. For some odd reason, I'm actually wide the freak awake. You know what? When you go outside after waking up and that cold air hits you in the face,
Oh
you
yeah.
ain't got no choice but to wake up.
Oh yeah.
I'm up at this point. I couldn't go back to sleep if I wanted to.
Dog, that'd be the worst, ain't it? Like when you wake up. So for like me, the second my feet hit the floor, I'm up. So I be making sure, like that 4:30 alarm go off, I be like, let me get the 4:35 one. Because if
You a
I
good
put
one.
the feet out at 4:30, over with.
Hey, nah, my feet can hit the floor. I could walk around. I could probably run a mile in this house. I could go back to sleep. I go outside.
You know what though? I can get a
So,
nap in. I can definitely get a nap in. But that's after I've accomplished a bunch of stuff. I can't wake up and like you said, you go work out, you go do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I can get a nap in.
man,
But no, it's so. Listen, we ranked the GM jobs coming into this. I mean, there's only 3 of them. We can only have certain differences. You know what I'm saying? Like,
either way, we know Bears aren't number one.
for me, Bears aren't number 1. No, I would rather, if I'm a GM, I want to shape things in my own image. I want the team to be my team. I want the team to be the team that I put forth, and I don't want there to be a question about it. So for me, I'd go to New York. Got the most capital, got first round picks. Not expected to turn that team around in the first year. The only thing I'm expected to do is maybe get 5 wins the first year. You go out and get 5. Go out and get 5. Hey, listen, 5's an improvement. We're moving in the right direction.
How do you feel about? So that's GM. What do you feel about head coaches?
Oh, that's what I was about to break down. Hey, this guy gets it here. As I
I
had
mean,
to this
I've
year.
just only been a co-host for over 12 months.
Hey, smart dude, man.
Trying to be. I tell you what, I lead off.
I had
Head
to
coach wise,
win.
if you don't mind, I am big on Brian Flores. I'm big just because
Where?
for Bears, I could see him being good for Justin. He wasn't bad with Tua, despite the fact that they were trying to get rid of him the entire time, and that had nothing to do with him. Well, it had nothing to do with. I don't think he initiated those conversations. I think he was trying to be supportive of his rookie QB or his young QB, and also be accepting of a really really good QB trying to come in. So
Here's the report. Because they did. I was looking at this all day yesterday because I was like, first off, Dolphins, y'all have sucked since I've been alive. Like, I
since
think
Marino,
they've probably been to the playoffs the same amount of time.
since Marino,
Yeah, y'all have sucked since Dan Marino left. Legit. So I'm sitting there, I'm digging. So I found this article yesterday. On the Score app. Check it out. I think my man's name is Kyle Miari. Sounds good. Brian Flores is out of Miami. Dolphins have fired the head coach after 3 seasons. The team announced Monday. Miami posted a 9-8 record this season, marking his second straight winning campaign under Flores. Now, caveat to that, they went 1-6 at the beginning of the year, started winning at the end versus the really trash teams, had an opportunity to make the playoffs, and then Buffalo said, you finna get your head stomped in, and that's how it ended. Is it Buffalo? Buffalo or Dallas? One of them. Somebody stomped their heads in. The Dolphins won just one of their first 8 games in 2021, but finished the season on an 8-1 streak. Just said that. 40-year-old who began his coaching career as an assistant in New England with the New England Patriots leaves Miami with a 24-25 record, much of that due to his first season where he went 5-11, trying to turn things around there. Dolphins didn't make the playoffs during his tenure. Miami decides to move on from Flores due to his deteriorating relationship with GM Chris Grier and quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, according to Jeff Darlin, Tagovailoa, whatever. Coach was involved in a power struggle with Grier, who will remain with the AFC East team, reports Ian Rappaport. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross seemed to confirm Monday that Flores and Grier weren't collaborating successfully. I'll take all responsibility, Ross said, according to Stan, Safid Dean. God, y'all got some names of USA Today. I'm the owner of the team. It's not working. It's up to me. That's why we're making the change. Now, Flores is expected to be a prime head coaching candidate, but in that situation, you're winning. You haven't made the
Didn't he
playoff.
go 8-1 to end the season?
They went 8-1 to end the season, but look at the end of that schedule. You know what it is? It's the Bears. When the Bears went on a 6-game losing streak, and then they went on a 6-game winning streak. That's what it was this year.
He beat the Ravens handedly.
I think it was with Huntley though. You high on Huntley though, but
I like Huntley.
I think no, I don't even know if Huntley was playing. I think they, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been the COVID game where they had like everybody was done.
Now
But
Lamar Jackson played.
did Lamar play?
He threw it for 43 times.
Jesus. Hey, I know why they lost.
Tell you what.
Who's Lamar think he is? Kirk Cousins?
I don't care what no one says. Your QB cannot be also your leading rusher.
Your QB can't also be a leading rusher.
You're not going to win Super Bowls that way.
Depends on the QB. Deshaun Watson's been the leading rusher. Well, you mean over a season?
You're not going to win Super Bowls that way.
You mean over a season?
Over a season, I think he's still the leading rusher.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which means that most games he's the leading rusher. You're not going to win Super Bowls that way.
Deshaun well, he ain't won a Super Bowl, but I think he's a pretty good quarterback.
Oh, hold on. There's a difference between being a leading rusher because I am looking to run and being a leading rusher because my O-line sucks so bad. I am literally running for my life to make a play. I have no choice but to run this ball.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
No.
It's a huge, and all of a sudden the chat works.
Did it just start working?
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, dog, y'all got to get that together. What's going on?
No, I don't know a QB, and I've looked this up and trying to find it.
Yeah.
Find me the QB that was a leading rusher that won a Super Bowl.
Probably have to go back a long way.
Man, if you got to go back that far, you know what that means?
Probably got to go back to the 60s and 70s when it was just like, and here comes Brett Veach running the ball up the field. It
means it shouldn't have happened. That's what it is.
And randomly, Wilt Chamberlain's out there. What the? Hey, sports back in the day used to have the weirdest turn of events in video. It'd just be like video of like a bunch of dudes just running really quick. Then all of a sudden they cut to the crowd and you just see the most random celebrities at the game ever.
So have you seen the Ravens O-line? I have, and Huntley was never the leading rusher.
With what?
I mean, Huntley had to play with the same O-line, right? Am I wrong?
Nah, he had to play with the same O-line.
All right, so he wasn't the leading rusher. Yeah. Let your running back run.
Yeah, but he's still the backup.
Hey, listen, I would hate to be on that team. I'm not going to get the passes I want if I'm a receiver, and I'm barely going to be able to run the ball if I'm a running back.
Yeah,
that's the worst situation to be in.
Tom said if P.kidd was the head coach, they would have Lamar at running back and Huntley started. That's probably facts.
You know what? I would tell you the truth. Now that you say it, I would love to see how he performs as a receiver.
Oh, Jesus. Easy there, Bill Polian. Man,
just because you had success at one position. Hey, listen, here's what Lamar is. He is a freak athlete.
He is.
And you know what? That means I could put him anywhere on the offense and he might have some success. He's clearly a good running back. Like he's the best running back on the team. So at this point, what do you want me to say? Like that's not even a diss to me. Like I will put him at running back.
That's a diss.
Listen. Wait. He's the leading rusher. Of course, I might put him at running back.
Hey, listen. You know why it's a diss? Tim Tebow left the NFL when Muggs suggested he should play a different position, then tried to come back and be a tight end. But when he had
Tim Tebow did not develop his game so he can sit his crybaby behind and call sports. But don't sit there and try to make it seem like they tried to do you wrong. You wasn't good at the QB
Hey, he was
position.
a terrible quarterback. He was an awful quarterback in the NFL.
The
Still one
main
of the
thing
best. Hey,
a
listen,
QB does is throw the ball. You couldn't throw.
Tim Tebow was on a team with scumbags, murderers, drug dealers, drug traffickers, and Tim. That's a wild team, though.
Dang, you right.
That's a wild team.
You know what? What has to go? What has to go on in your mind for?
Hey, he was for real Michael Jordan when Mike walked in and it was just drugs and pills and hookers. Oh no. Oh God. He just backs out of the room.
My eyes. My eyes.
Virgin eyes.
Jesus forgive me.
Oh, poor Tim, man. Can you imagine what you're going through on that team? You're just trying to go to a game, man. You got to deal with your coach stopping off every now and then, balling somebody. Oh man. Getting to the
What?
game, man.
What?
Oh, let's talk. Let's talk about these head coaching positions, man. Oh,
Oh God.
dog. He never stood a chance. Uh, listen, Bears right now ranking them. If you're a head coach, and now of course some of these need a GM in place to get there. I think Giants head coaching position will also come into play if you're going to replace the GM. I doubt the GM's walking into that room and saying, "Hey, yo, Joe Judge, great job, my boy. You're killing it." You got Bears, Broncos, Dolphins, Jaguars, Raiders, which I don't know if Raiders is available. I'm not gonna lie to you. They got it's still listed because they got my man's over there on the interim tag, but I think they removed that interim tag from them. And then Vikings. How you ranking those jobs?
All right, I got Giants last.
Giants last, absolutely.
Let's get that out the way real quick. I got Giants
As
last.
a head coach, oh my god. Yeah,
Yeah, I got.
you got the GM got some work to do before I show up there. I'll stay a coordinator. I'll stay a coordinator.
Hey, I got
You
the
want to
Giants
hire
last.
me? Hey, the Giants are looking to bring you in. That's okay.
Damn, all right, dog. A lot has to go right. If you get the right GM, then they probably go up to number one just because you have faith that the GM's gonna get it right. Like that's how wild the
Yes.
Giants are. The Giants are either number one because you get the right GM and he can do some
Yeah.
things, or last because you just don't believe the guy can get it done. There's
Yeah.
no in between with the Giants here. All right, it's either bang or bust at this point. And guess what? I'm looking at bust anyway.
It's a bad
um,
job if you ain't got other.
no, it's horrible. I'm putting Bears as number two. Because again, depends on your GM.
Depends on your GM.
Depends on your GM. There's a lot of, we have no draft capital. Like that guy, whoever that head coach is, like Justin Fields to me is just not enough. Again, I hate the way I hate to frame it that way, but Justin's in a very unenviable position, and
Yeah.
it's not his fault. I don't fault him at all. Unfortunately, he's on a team that didn't do well with with how we're positioned right now.
Yeah.
So him, Trevor Lawrence, I feel real bad for him. Oh, I feel really bad. Him, Trevor Lawrence, and Zach Wilson. I think they all stepped into situations where it was like, man, really good QBs just go to bad teams, dog. It's like,
Well,
hmm.
that's how the draft
That's
works.
how the draft works, and I get it, but it's just like,
What does it matter? Like
it's
good
like, dog,
quarterbacks and bad teams. That's how it's structured, I think.
dog. I I just feel bad for him. I can't say anything else for him. I
Yeah.
think that as a head coach, the best situation for Viking is the Vikings. Just because again, they have more pieces in place in draft capital.
Yeah.
So it's I like the Vikings more? No. I don't wear no purple jersey here. But at the end of the day, the way they're constructed, they have a more favorable launching pad than the
To
other
me,
two teams.
to
And
me,
that's just the reality.
to me, number one is Raiders.
Is who?
The Raiders.
I thought we were just talking about the three teams in our little you dig.
No. I'm talking about
Well,
just
the Giants
head
ain't part of
coaching
that.
jobs that are available. All the head coaching jobs that are available.
Oh, all of them that's
Because
available.
you got 6 of them that are available right now. You know what I'm saying? You got
Oh yeah,
Bears,
yeah, yeah.
Broncos,
Miami.
Dolphins, Jags, Raiders, Vikings, and I'm pretty sure that the Giants one will be open. So you really got 7, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe
Okay.
he comes in and Buddy loved Joe Judge and he keeps him around. I didn't see Joe Judge do too much that tells me he's a good head coach. But the Raiders' job to me is the number one. You got capital. You've got a player in Derrick Carr that's already in place. If anything, I'd take Derrick Carr over Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
You know,
You're right. No. I thought we were just talking about the ones we were just mentioning.
no,
Um, no, I would take Raiders. Um,
you know what? If I'm cocky, I'm putting Vikings number 2. If I'm a cocky head coach, I'm putting Vikings number 2. Because as a
it's
head
top three for
coach,
me.
as a head coach, you're not thinking, how do I rebuild this team? You're thinking, how do I make the players that are in place good in this system? I look at Kirk Cousins' numbers. I look at that Delvin Cook is there. I look at Justin Jefferson is there. I can win with that. If I think I'm who I think I am, I tell you what, Brian Flores go there, Vikings gonna be a problem. Now they got to rebuild that defense. They got a lot to do, but Brian Flores goes there, they Vikings gonna be a problem.
Denver is in an interesting position because the Denver is like a hot target for a lot of high profile QBs that may be on the move.
Denver feel like a quarterback away too.
Denver may actually land Aaron Rodgers if it doesn't work out for them winning a ring this season.
Yeah.
That's been reported all year. It actually has some real legs to the rumor. So I mean, even still, they may at the very least get Jimmy, um, which is not a bad QB. I think he's a little. I choose Kirk Cousins over Jimmy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably.
Ain't no problem. It's not even.
I
It's a
choose
night and day.
over Jimmy.
He outperforms him.
Thing is, Jimmy's not going nowhere though. I mean, Kirk's not going nowhere. Kirk contract is too ridiculous.
Oh no, and he negotiated himself. He's a really good businessman.
Yeah.
I love that. Where does Miami fit on that list if you're a head coach?
Miami's low. I don't
Are
believe
they
in
over the Bears?
no. I don't believe in Tua at all. Even if I'm looking at the outside looking in, even if I'm looking at what Justin did in college, I've seen I've seen Tua in the NFL, and I don't think he can be a good quarterback. So, and that's, let's be real, Brian Flores didn't either. That's why he's out of there.
Yeah, I don't think Tua is going to be a good quarterback.
Brian Brian Flores didn't think Tua was going to be a good quarterback either. That's why he's not there no more. You know what I'm saying? Because if he did believe in him, he wouldn't be trying to actively get rid of him at every shake. Listen, I've never seen somebody try to trade somebody so often. Like, who puts their quarterback in trade talks that often? Any trade talk that came up, by the way, y'all want Tua? No, dog, we good. You sure? That we're good.
And his draft, he didn't help himself either because Tua's stats look horrible. Um, Taking a step back, who's the head coach for the Browns?
Is that still Kevin Stefanski? I believe so.
So apparently they might be getting rid of Baker, which is the dumbest thing ever.
I don't know if it's the dumbest thing ever, depending on who you can get to replace him.
If you're not getting a very elite QB, you're not getting much.
I mean, is Baker a very elite QB? Can I
Before injury, yeah, he was an elite QB.
Yeah, he
Before injury, he was an elite QB. I give him that. He worked for that.
he
I
had a
got to
good.
give him his props.
A lot of the things that we talk about Baker, even after the injury, were a lot of the things that we talked about Baker before the injury. Poor decision making, some when it's in the clutch.
We weren't talking about that when he wasn't injured.
Absolutely. That was all it was. That was the reason they lost in the playoffs. Poor decision making on Baker's part. Poor decision making. That was going into the playoffs. We would talk about Baker making poor decisions last year. It was just one of them things where it was like, man, like, can they put it together? How far can they go? Can you win in spite of Baker? Is really a lot of what the conversation was, because it was one of those, like, we know Baker's gonna make that fatal mistake, but can we do enough before he does make a mistake to negate it?
Do you think it is harder to try to predict as a head coach where you would want to go because you don't know exactly how the QB rooms are going to shape up with so many QBs on the move?
Head coaches don't look at it in QBs. Though. I mean, think about it. Vic Fangio went out to Denver. They didn't have one. Vic Fangio thinks about it in, how can I build this defense? How can I get a good enough staff to protect whatever quarterback I bring in? And Vic Fangio thinks about it in the aspect of just don't screw up. Now, is that a situation that is going to continuously win you Super Bowls? No, but that's what the Ravens took with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco just caught an amazing heater. Like that, it's one of those. It's like Teddy Bridgewater, when he played well, was just a plus. But there wasn't too often, unless the defense played poorly, where Teddy was a minus.
Mm-hmm.
So, most coaches go into it thinking about who on the team, how is this team built? What pieces are there overall? And that's why, like, when everybody was freaking out about, you got to get Justin on the field, you got to get Justin here, you got to do this with Justin. I was like, y'all realize Matt Nagy's not just worried about Justin, right? Like, it's 53 other people that he has to figure out how they fit into place. There's an offensive line he's got to figure out, which he did a horrible job at, which is why he's not here. But there's a lot of moving pieces. Like I said the other day, I'd love to have Tom Waddle on here one day. I got to see if I can get him to respond to me. But I'd love to have him on here just to talk about everything that has to go into place for a simple 5-yard hitch route to work. Like, yeah, I love Justin. I love Aaron. But there's a lot of things that got to go right. There's a lot of pieces that got to be moving in the right direction for you to make a simple 5-yard hitch route work, let alone an out, let alone a deep shot, let alone, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that got to go right first. So I get where, like, a lot, like, if I'm a head coach, I'm coming into these thinking, what's on my offensive line? What's on my defensive line? And I build out. If I got them two on point, I could win a lot of games with mediocre talent behind it. With a good offensive line, you can win a lot of games with Jimmy G. You know what I'm saying? With a good defensive line, Kyle Fuller's a great cornerback. With a bad defensive line, Kyle Fuller get exposed a lot. like that's how I think a lot of coaches look at it.
I guess it depends. For me, it depends on who the
Some
QB
dudes just
is.
be thirsty for a job, though. Some dudes just be like, this may be the only chance I get. I'm taking a job. And they be like, ooh, well, you shouldn't have done that.
You know what? I guess to me, it kind of depends on what's the QB in question is.
Yeah.
You know, some talents you just kind of can't miss. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to take the chance on being offensive minded first, and like trying to figure out the rest. Like I would be, if I'm a head coach, I'm really looking at where does Deshaun Watson land, because that's a QB that I'm like, yo, I will figure it the heck out.
Yeah, no.
But I want to be in a room with that QB.
But it's also about where does he land and who's he got to throw to. Because listen, I love Deshaun, but them passing records don't look the same if D-Hop's not there catching that ball.
He looked really good without D-Hop.
It looked a lot of losses. A lot of losses.
I mean, they were losing anyway.
No, they wasn't losing. They was in the AFC title game the year before.
That's true.
One of the greatest games I've seen, doggone buddy. Deshaun got out of that joint, slipped out when they was trying to sack that man with the Titans. They tried to sack that man. He threw that thing up there. Boy, that boy Deshaun Cole, but
You're right.
that's a very different team.
No,
You
you're
know
right.
what I'm saying? Like, I love Deshaun. You can get a lot done. Deshaun still led the league in passing records. He did. But when it come to getting touchdowns, when it come to getting in that end zone, if I don't have the right people in place,
It's a tough sell.
it's impossible to win. Even if you think Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback, they still didn't win with just the top 10 quarterback. And they got more weapons. They got Justin Jefferson. They got Adam Thielen. They got Delvin Cook. They got a ton of weapons there. It take a lot to win a football game. It take a lot to win a football game.
Yeah.
Let's hold that thought, man. Let's pay some bills real quick, man. Support from the Windy City Breeze is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the premier. Hold on, let me get this up here. You know what I'm saying? Running the whole you dig. We making money though. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate the love you guys have shown. You guys are awesome. Support for the Windy City Breeze brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below the waist grooming. Oh, I almost messed up that one, boy. Champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision. Good Lord.
You having a hard
It's
time
not
this
working
morning.
out reading wise, brother.
Hey, Doc, you want me to do it? You want me to do it?
Hey, listen, I got it. I feel like you're
Okay,
about to
here we
whip
go.
the Manscaped out, though. What was that? Manscaped offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard it here, right? The 4.0. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the promo code BREEZE for 20% off at manscaped.com. That is 20% off at manscaped.com with the promo code BREEZE, man. And listen, that 4.0 trimmer is a game changer right there. It allows you to customize your trim, like Kid got the waves going. You can get a nice taper on the side. I'm talking about it's upgraded, includes multifunction on-off switch, travel locks and stuff like that. It's engineered by the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and incredible, comfortable grooming experience. Let me tell you something. Comfortable.
Hey, Doc, did you finish the read, Doc?
Don't worry about it.
Doc, did you really just talk about my ways with a body trimmer?
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Don't worry about it.
Are you the kind of guy to cut your hair with the same way you trim your sack with?
No. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It depends on what you're trying to go with down below.
Hey, Doc,
You could be going for
are you
70s,
doing
you could be going
as
for
below as above? What are you doing?
24. Does the carpet match the drapes? Listen, men, if
Oh
you've been
God.
shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've been doing it wrong. No person wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. It's time to get your own ball and body hair trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice, smooth boys.
No,
Again,
Pat, no one wants to end up with pubes in their mouth. But if you sit there and use the same trimmer that you use on your sack on your head, it's a good
wow,
chance you're going to do it.
personal thing. You did that on purpose. Use the promo code BREEZE for 20% off at manscaped.com. Again, that's the promo code BREEZE for 20% off at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you. Let's get back to the show, my boy.
Hey, Pat,
What's up?
pretty sure that hair don't belong on the chin.
Hey, dog. hey, that's that Steph Curry beard right there. What's going on with that?
Oh God.
What's going on with that, dog?
Oh God. Oh, you
Two
did
more,
that
man.
one.
Hey,
Okay.
listen,
Hey,
listen. Glad y'all can get some laughs out of it. I don't know why I'm having a stroke right now. We glad
dog,
y'all can
you're
get
having a
some laughs
hard
out
time. Are you okay?
of it. Hey, sir, are you okay? But
Is it Pat tweaking right now?
hey, hey, for sure. We glad y'all can get some laughs out of it, but for real, go ahead and cop the Manscaped you did. Get 20% off. Because all of those sales help us keep the sponsors around, stuff like that. Let's keep breaking it down though. Let's keep breaking it down.
Oh man, that was a good one.
That was good. I love Manscaped Reads, dog. By the way, we'll be live tonight for Bulls live call. So you'll get another one there.
That is crazy. You know, I'll be at the game.
Oh yeah, you will tonight, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bulls Detroit. Exciting game for you.
Yeah, it is. I get to see Jeremy Grant.
Get to see K been balling.
I want to see if he's look as good in person as they say he does.
K's been balling for sure. Um, Here's the interesting thing, right? As we rank these jobs, did the Dolphins mess up their chance to get a Deshaun Watson or a better quarterback by removing Brian Flores?
No. Ultimately, I know that Deshaun Watson has the no trade clause, but at the same time, well, thanks, say, thanks for ruining that for me. Um, I wanted to be surprised at the game. Um,
No.
um, I don't think so because I mean, if you look at the rumors and the reports, I think the one thing I like about the one thing I do like about the firing is it's an owner who made a decision, and it was a firm decision based off of what he felt was a fair enough evaluation over 3 years.
Yeah.
He saw a situation that he thought was toxic, and he made a decision to move on. I like decisiveness, and if you're Deshaun Watson, you have to look at that caveat. Like that's an owner who knows what they want, knows what they're looking for. Apparently, as good as this head coach was, he wasn't really gelling with the rest of the team. There's a lot of friction with the rest of the organization. Whoever, for whatever reasons, right? Sure. So he made it. He made a decision. He stuck with it. I respect that. That's an owner I would love to be in a room and then talk with because guess what? No matter where Deshaun goes, that owner and him are gonna have a real long talk.
Yeah.
So that's someone who apparently knows what he wants, knows what he's looking for, and is willing to take the chance because he wanted Deshaun. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, he wanted Deshaun. I would still give him a look. I would still give him a look if I'm Deshaun and if I'm Miami's owner. I would still see if those conversations could be fruitful and see what it takes. But Deshaun's gonna have to play ball. Like, hey, dog, you're going to have to play ball.
Hey, but that's not on Deshaun. Deshaun wanted to play.
No, 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 no. We're talking about personally. You're gonna have to play ball. Like as good as Deshaun is, let's get this one thing out the way. You are on a short leash.
Yeah.
Let's make no mistakes about it. AB could sit there, take his jersey off in the middle of the game, and get another job. Because guess what? As much of a nutcase as he may be, and I say that respectfully, it's just a joke. But as much as many issues as he may have, he ain't got 22 cases.
There's a lot of cases.
It ain't one, it ain't two, it ain't three. It's
What Dave,
22.
what Dave Chappelle said? He said, even if you cut that in half, still a lot of
Still a lot
cases.
of cases, right? So with that being the case, you know, Deshaun has to. There's a lot of humility that has to go around.
Yeah.
There's a owner in an organization that has to take a risk, um, and that can't be understated.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some humility on his end. I know he has a no trade clause, but if I'm him, I'm looking for a team who wants me and is willing to sit there and have a real conversation with me and make this as palatable of a situation as possible, and not necessarily trying to say, "Oh, I want to land with the best team, with the best roster," because he may have to be in a situation where they're in build mode, and he has to accept that. And Miami is trying to rebuild in so many ways. He has to accept that. I think Miami is the best place for him because that owner wants him bad.
Now, the part that he's got to accept is if he's not willing to play in Houston. Like he said, I never play another down for the Houston Texans. Like, are you gonna show up or are you gonna not play? But he with that NTC, he don't. If I'm gonna be a part of a rebuild, I can sit right here and do it. You know what I'm saying? Like
If
that's
he's not gonna go back to Houston to play, which I think that relationship is done,
I think it's done.
and I wouldn't want him back in that jersey if I'm Houston's owner. And besides that, the reports are already out. They have a hard deadline to try to trade him.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're moving on. They're
I'm,
moving on. It is
I'm,
what it is. The
I'm
relationship is
still
burnt. It's burnt money right there.
listen. I'm that level of player, and people who give up they teams for me. Get the deal. He is that level of player. Listen, we would give up our team for him. 20 something cases, we still be like,
No questions about it. If there was a chance to get him here, I'd
we
listen.
would.
Hey, not only is he young enough for me to make that move, and it's a no brainer. I mean, he's really his. This would have been his third season.
Mm.
So at this point, guess what? I'm sorry, that is my future.
Oh, this ain't his third season.
This would have been his third season
No. He
if he
came in the
played.
same year as Mitch.
No, he came in the year after Mitch.
No, he came in the same year as Mitch. We took Mitch over Deshaun and Pat Mahomes.
You're right. Should have been his fourth season then, right?
He'd have been in his fifth season. Well, no, he'd have been in his fifth season. We got rid of Mitch after 4.
Why are we struggling with this?
I'm not. Let's not say we.
Fifth season. All right, whatever. Fifth season.
Let's not say we.
Fifth season, whatever.
Semantics. No, actual words.
Fifth season.
He like George yesterday. I'm not going to argue with you about semantics. George, is a legit question, brother.
Hey,
you can avoid it if you want to.
As stupid as he sounded, he definitely showed you at a couple moments where it's like, hey, nah. He still gave me that I'm rich flair. Like, like, and I absolutely love what I see, like, older, like, I love what I see bosses, like, I let you know, like, well, I'm not going to do that with you.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually cool to me. No, I think he still ends up in Miami. I think he ends up in the Dolphins jersey.
I think he ends up there because all the other teams that want him are cold weather teams, and I don't think Deshaun want to go play in the cold.
What other teams? Well, the league wants him, but what other teams had a shot?
The league want him, but the teams without quarterbacks, New York, the Bears.
I don't think the Bears is gonna go do it.
Listen, I don't know. Now
That also depends on the GM.
I don't know if Georgia signed off on it, but I don't think they wouldn't. Never having a quarterback is tough. You start getting desperate at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point, you start getting. Listen, we've asked for some very mediocre quarterbacks to come here because they've had career years that are better than anybody we've ever had in the room.
Now I can't see him in Philly. That's a good comment. I could see him in Philly.
I can see him in Philly. I think Jalen Hurts earned that job though.
And
I would still trade Jalen Hurts for.
Listen, Jalen Hurts.
Hey, listen, thanks for playing the work version of our game. You out of here.
If Jalen Hurts earned that job, guess what? Thank you for auditioning for your next team.
Yeah.
Go ahead and send you down to Houston. It's warmer down there. You like it, baby. Don't worry about
it. I mean, if I'm Jalen Hurts, I definitely get out of Houston, bro. There's no way I'm playing the season here. Hey, I watched what y'all did to Tyrod Taylor again.
Hey, listen, it's nothing against you.
Y'all just
guys just better. Guys just better. Hey, listen. Do you ever get mad in a breakup if it's a true upgrade?
Do you ever get mad in a breakup if it's a true upgrade? I think you still get mad. I think you just also are just like, yeah, I can't compete with that.
Man, that has to be a
very like it's one of those. It's one of those. What's this guy got that I ain't got? And then you look at him, you're like,
dang,
left you, man.
But at that point, yeah, nah. I think that's the case for anybody that's in these trade rumors. Like, can you get mad if the guy's better?
Oh yeah, I definitely can get mad.
I couldn't get mad.
Yeah.
You know what? I couldn't get mad, but I tell you what, we can definitely get even.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna definitely beat you.
Every time I see you, I'm gonna rain money on your head. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna definitely beat you every time.
Stuff like that that's actually an interesting thought. Speaking of which, it's kind of like Rajon Rondo throwing shots at the Lakers during his last post game press conference with the Cavaliers, talking about he's with a team that actually wants to win.
They weird, dude.
Tough.
They such a weird team. That was a hard transition, but I'm with you. They such a weird team. I don't know. I felt bad last night because after the game, it was just It was like Russ had that moment, like maybe I really can't play no more. I just watched him in his post game press conference. He was just like, they said, "What do you think?" Because who they lose to last night, Memphis, or
Yeah.
something like that. It was it was just like, what do you where do you think the team's heading? And Russ just was looking at his numbers. He was just like, the right direction. Of course not tonight. I was just like, dog. Oh, Russ is hurting. Dog. It's like that moment hit. Like maybe I can't play no more. Maybe this is the end for me.
Hey, listen, he's had the last two games have been tough on him, and he is
2 for 12 last night.
he's not shooting as bad as I thought he was.
He shot bad last night.
No, dog, seriously, for the season, he's shooting better than Steph.
That's not saying much though. Steph shooting like 37%.
42.
Oh, all right, that's a big difference.
It's a big difference. It's a big difference. So like he's not shooting horribly.
Yeah,
It's just the way that the shots look. It's like, man, he go 4 for 20 and then he go 10 for 17. It's like he scored 30, then he has 13 points. He scored
yeah.
20, 40, he has 16 points. Looking very up and downish for your $43 million player, No, I just want to throw that shot in there. We can get back to football. I love Ray John Rondo though, dog.
I never know where the show's going. I'm not gonna lie to you. Every now and then, kid just be like, "Hey, I want McDonald's real quick."
Now I gotta
Oh,
order some McDonald's.
it's I don't know. Rondo, is he playing for real out there?
In Cleveland?
Yeah, he playing for real minutes out there.
Let's find out.
I wanted to see how he was gonna be affected out there.
First game, 17 minutes, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Second game, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 29 minutes. I mean, they're slowly bringing them in.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Slowly bringing them in.
Rondo
So I
perfect
dig it.
for that team though.
What Rondo does for that team doesn't always necessarily show up on the stat line, just like Lonzo Ball for us.
Yeah,
It's ball movement, how the team looks, stuff like that. You know, those are point guards to me is the one position where any position that you have somebody that dominates the ball. But it's one of those things where you gotta see how they are impacting the flow of game
yeah,
for you to make a true assessment of how they are effective on the floor. Like that's
yeah,
like the Draymond Green thing. Like he missed a triple single, as Chuck always says, but how his impact on the floor and how he creates flow within our offense and stuff like that. That a lot of that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but when you see it, the eye test is real. You're like, yeah, this guy is invaluable to this particular team. So I think Rondo fits that mold for a lot of the
for sure.
organizations he's been to.
I think he's gonna be there for a while. I think he does a good job there. Just kind of keeping it on, and we could transition into some basketball as well. But just
My Raiders would take Justin Fields in a second and develop him under Carr for 1 year and then watch what happens.
all right, that was random. How we get there? Raging.
All
No,
right.
that wasn't cool for Cleveland. No, but just looking at kind of where the coaches fall, where they're gonna land. The Bears are basically requesting everybody. Bears have requested to talk with Todd Bowles. Bears have requested to talk with Leslie Frazier. Bears have requested to talk with. All I saw yesterday was the Bears are requesting to talk with. And here's my question to the chat. Here's my question to you guys. Is the Bears requesting to talk to head coaches the wrong move here?
No,
Before you have a GM in place.
no. Good talent around the league goes fast. And some head coaches are, especially when you look at developing and stuff like that, some head coaches got it. And there's only so many available that you actually have that feel. Like, I mean, we've said it in this room, right? That we actually feel
Yeah.
would be valuable in developing our talent and stuff like that. So if you know that that's what you're looking for, then you make a move on those head coaches while they're available. That's
Yeah.
possible. You got to at least get the first round of interviews done. I think they already know who they want for GM. To be honest with you, um, but for head coach, that's why you are doing that.
It's about, can you get who you want for GM though? You know what I'm saying? Like we said, listen, there's jobs out there, and this is the issue I had yesterday. There's a ton of jobs out there, right? There's a ton of jobs that if I want to go get a good GM, all I got to do is change the name of the person that's running everything to president of football operations, and guess what? I can go offer somebody a raise, but the Bears don't want to do that. So now you're left with candidates who are assistant GMs. Now you're left with former GMs, which, there's a couple of guys out there, but they had extenuating circumstances as to why the GMs, like their wife passing away, or you know what I'm saying, like circumstances that you might not come back to the NFL for. And so I totally just realized I got the wrong date on the video. Uh, and so
What do you mean? It's the 11th.
no. On the actual title of the video.
Oh,
Yeah. But
you sure
no,
you woke up at 4:30? You sure waking up at 4:30 is the best thing for you, dog?
we'll see. Yeah. One day I'll just die. Don't worry about it. But I actually did that last night. No, the interesting thing is that, like, now you're competing for the second rate guys. Now you're competing for the assistant GMs, the head of scoutings, the you know what I'm saying? Like the people who aren't GMs, where if you were a president, you could do the AK move where AK was a GM and you could be like, hey, I see you built this really good team. Don't you want to come over here and build another really good team and I'll pay you a whole bunch more money to do the same job? But instead of that, we're left with, the new pieces that you have to compete with everyone for. That you've got to compete with New York for, which I believe is a better job if you want to be a GM, because GMs love to rebuild it. Which you've got to compete with the Vikings for, which you got to compete with. And I think there's going to be more movement GM wise as well. There's a lot of people that don't end up getting moved on from on Black Monday because they're actually like, he doesn't exactly suck. He just isn't great. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's actually a deliberation on it there where they're like, maybe we should keep him, maybe we shouldn't. But no, I just feel like the Bears have put themselves in a position where they've got to find that right guy. And you're going to have to find it in the midst of, like, to me, why would you pick the coach first? Now you're just starting down that same path again. Now you're just starting down that path of, I'm picking the coach first, and yeah, I'm going to get a GM in here, but it's because I'm giving the coach more power here, which I just don't think there's a coach on the market like that right now. Bill Belichick absolutely has all the power. Bill Belichick gets the players he wants. Andy Reid won his power struggle out in Kansas City. Andy Reid gets the players he wants. There's certain coaches that have that cachet. But I don't think there's anybody on the market like that right now. So to me, I'm all about get the guy you want. Get the GM you want. That's the first move you need to make. And then you figure out your coaching candidate. But if you already know the guy you want, get him in the building. Hire him. Because the GM, I don't have to wait till you out the playoffs. For the GM, you can come in.
Well, let me ask you this. And this is just me. My computer's freezing up for some odd reason, so I'm trying to fix something at the same time. But realistically, though, how many GMs are we looking for here? Like, how many good GMs are out there? Or
That's the question. You know what I'm saying?
like if the
if you
pickings for
assist GM,
GMs
you
is,
probably
is
hire.
slim, but the pickings for, I mean, if the GM market is pretty much but the coaching market is hot, and you got some really good guys out there that you absolutely want to make sure that you're in the running for.
Yeah.
I can see them doing why they're doing it this way. Um,
But think about why Miami just fired Brian Flores because the GM and the coach didn't gel together. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want your GM and the one thing, as much as I think they were dumb together, Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy absolutely liked each other. They absolutely talked every day. They absolutely went out there. I think all until Matt started getting Justin killed to a point where it started getting disrespectful. But you know what I'm saying? Like the like you can find that guy, you can find that coach, but is there a coach out there with the cachet that I mean, even the coaches we're looking at have not been head coaches besides Brian Flores. We're looking at OCs, we're looking at DCs. We don't know if these dudes can coach. We think they can. How many OCs and DCs every year fail?
mm. You know what? We can say a lot about the Bears organization.
Yeah.
This is one of those topics where I don't know, dog. There's a rhyme and reason for them to do it, and guess what? Let them do it. I will say this: I thought it was a really dumb move to get rid of your GM. Great move to get rid of your head coach. Dumb move to get rid of your GM. Because at this point, we're still not solving for the GM, and we're not.
See,
We're the
I
only thing we're doing is trying to. We're talking about head coaches right now,
yeah.
and that's
That,
all
that
they're doing is
that's
talking about head coaches.
that's the problem. You know what I'm saying?
Like, if you were going to have Bill Polian or whoever the heck he is advise and stuff like that,
Yeah.
then make him GM.
Nah,
Like,
Bill don't want to be a GM.
all right, well, tell Bill to shut the heck up. Like, I don't like I don't understand. Either like you're either gonna make him a part of the organization to help run it or not. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, hey, getting
Yeah.
rid of your GM so soon was stupid because who are you hiring as GM?
That's the thing. I don't mind it, but it's about like you said. I don't mind it if you change your structure. They didn't change their structure. You can't like you're gonna go get another dude that's gonna be learning on the job. Good GMs are on teams. You know what I'm saying? Good GMs are working. Now that doesn't mean you can't go find one. That doesn't mean you can't find one that's better than Ryan Pace. I I'm sure there's one out there. But
If I'm firing Ryan Pace, who developed late in his tenure but was developing,
I ain't
and I'm bringing a new guy in,
developed with that checkbook.
developing late, we go back for about checkbook all day. Most of that stuff was tied up early years. He did a bad job with it. We get it. But we got cap space now with a lot of people coming off. But whoever you hire at this point that we've heard or that I've saw were people who have never been in a position before. They're absolutely learning on the job. And they all have to report directly to George, which I don't understand
Hey
why
man,
that had to be said.
he's just a
Like,
fan, though.
they have to report directly to George, which shouldn't it be the team president?
No, because the team president doesn't do nothing but sign
Okay.
checks. Yeah, I'm
Um,
saying like that's the position they got Ted in. That's why I said you need a president of football operations. If you go
you
get a
know,
president of football operations, you can go get a good GM. You can go get a GM that wants to move up and make more money. You can go get a GM that, hey, listen, I built this thing out here. It's self-sustaining at this point. I want to do something different. I
you
want
know
to have
the
more responsibility.
here's the thing. This is less of me being a pace advocate and more of me just trying to make sense of a bad situation.
Yeah.
Everything that we discussed was on the development side.
Yeah.
We have the talent. We have the talent. No one can say we don't have the talent. Because if you say we don't have the talent, then the argument of why a head coach would want to come here is moot. Because at that point,
You don't want to come here.
you don't want to come here.
Yeah.
You come here because we supposedly have the talent.
Yeah.
So you can't have it both ways. Either we do or we don't. So Chicago, do we have the talent? Don't we have the talent? Most people say, well, we have the talent. All right, well, shut up when talking about, hey, our GM did. No, your GM got you some talent. Find you a guy to develop your talent because you're in a situation where you have no picks. You have no leverage. So at this point, we were all rah-rah about fire the GM. But from a business perspective, who the heck are you getting in there now?
It's never been for me. It's never been about picks though. For me, it's been about how he's consistently messed up the structure of the cap, or just hasn't. It's like the cap catch him off guard every year. Like he gets to the end of the year and he's like, "Oh, I got to cut really important people because I ain't got the money for y'all." And that goes into having a head coach that's picking Jimmy Graham over over Kyle Fuller. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes into all of that. It all goes into that. But it's for me, it would like, all right, he picked good late round picks, which is good to have when you got
It's
a
not even late round picks at this point that I'm focused on. It's like, hey, listen, the most valuable contracts in the NFL are young talent on very, very cheap deals.
yeah,
And we got some young talent on some cheap deals. We got about 4 people
not no
who
more,
we will consider young talent on cheap deals.
not no more. You got to pay David. You got to pay Roquan. You got to pay. He missed that window.
Oh, pay David Roquan.
You still got.
I'm not paying
Listen,
David.
I ain't paying David,
I ain't
but
paying David.
I ain't paying David. Hey
I'm
Khalil,
not
what's
paying David.
That's just me. Well, I can't say that. I'll pay David. I might not pay David what David want to get paid. That's two different things. I pay a running back fit into the system money. You don't get this nice role player check.
I like what he did with Allen Robinson. It was a great move because Allen Robinson ain't worth 17 million with 17 million in his pocket this season.
I don't think it's a great move because you should have just traded him. Could have got rid of him. Could have got a nice pick to replace the pick. Instead, you traded away a pick to go get Jeremy Grant, who's just another dude. By the end of the
I'm
season,
on the fence with that one because he's actually a really good returner.
okay.
He's a really good returner.
Yeah, I can go get what is I can go get. Listen, there's a million receivers that want to be in the NFL.
Hey, listen, but that one looked good.
Hey, look, he do look good. I
He
see a
looked
lot.
good.
I see a lot of dudes that return punts. Was that worth a 6th-round pick? You know what I'm saying? I can go sign
Yeah,
a
it
punt
was
return.
worth the 6th-round pick.
I can go give you $500K and get you a punt return.
Hey, listen, I've heard you say this on this very live. You can pay money for a 6th-round pick. Yeah, it was worth a 6th-round pick. That's a good talent for a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we can't play it both ways. That's a good pick for a 6th-round pick.
Yeah, I'm okay. He already here. He already in the league. Guess what? He's probably not gonna be on the team next year.
Depends.
You gave up a pick for a dude that's probably not gonna be on the team next year.
I don't see. I can see him staying. And you didn't give up much for him. You gave him a 6th-round pick for someone who absolutely gives you an explosive receiving core and helps your return team.
But you were supposedly the dude that finds great talent at 6th-round picks. You found Thomas Graham at a 6th-round pick. Guess what? I'd absolutely rather have a
What
stud,
makes Grant not a good talent for a 6th-round pick?
because I'd absolutely rather have a dude that might have the potential to be a starting DB than a kick returner at a 6th-round pick. If Ryan's that dude,
in receiver,
if Ryan's that dude, you know what I'm saying? If he's that dude that finds that starting talent at the end, don't give up that starting talent that you find in the 5th and 6th round. Guess what? Khalil Herbert was what, a 5th? You know what I'm saying? Like you're finding talent that actually impacts you.
what picks we got next season?
I think 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 3rd, 5th, and 6th and 7th. I think you don't even have a 6th now. Now you might still have a 6th. I think they had 2 6.
Yeah, I think he can do well. He would have done well with the picks that he still had, dog. I'm sorry. Like I get it, and I get what you're saying. but
Hey,
I don't see how
but
that's based in too
okay,
much
yeah,
fact. Like we needed help with the receiving core because Allen Robinson wasn't getting it done. Allen Robinson wanted to get paid, so he franchise tagged him. So it was like, all right, well, we'll pay you for this year and hold off on this whole negotiation, which was a smart move. I don't care what nobody says. It was a very smart move.
that's fine. But you know where the dumb move comes in? Are y'all gonna use this dude? Probably not. Y'all gonna target him? More than likely not. Why is he here? You clearly saw the second Justin came in, Justin Fields was not throwing to Allen Robinson.
Would Mooney be a one or just a piece on those teams? Mooney is a one.
I
Mooney's a
think
one.
I think Mooney's like he'll be a part of a 1A, 1B. Now the problem is he's never gonna be a big receiver. Those big, I gotta throw it up to you down the field. I need Allen Robinson size dude. I just do. Like there's certain plays. Now Mooney can beat you speed wise, but he's not gonna be able to beat everybody speed wise. The dudes on the other side are fast too. Now, he ain't got that kind of he's got great speed, but he ain't got, oh my God, I can't keep up with this dude's speed. He ain't got Tyreek Hill taking the top off speed.
He up there.
Nah, Tyreek a different level of speed altogether, bro.
Oh no, Tyreek is fast. Tyreek is one of
Darnell,
the fastest people in the league.
Darnell is a great route runner. He's a great route runner. That's the one thing. His footwork's great. He's got good hands. He's got really
Someone
good hands.
compared him to Ocho Cinco.
Who?
Chad Johnson.
You would compare him to Ocho Cinco?
Someone compared him to it. The way he runs his routes. And I was like,
That person need to be. Oh, the way he runs his routes. Okay, all right, cool.
the way he runs his routes, I would give him that.
I was about to say that person need to be stoned. But no, you know what?
Apparently, we did try to trade A-Rob according to the chat.
When did we try to trade A-Rob? Hey, listen. Okay, Billy Tate. But teams weren't willing to trade a pick higher than a third. Guess what? You're not gonna get. You might get a third because he made 18. You might get a third. Get the third. He wasn't a part of the team. You know what you needed to see? Who else can play wide receiver on this team? Because with A-Rob in the building, now
Nah, you know what? I disagree with that because at the same time, you can't trade away one of your potentially best targets on your team. Like when we started the season, A-Rob was still considered the best target. So
yeah,
you
but
can't trade him
not by the
away.
trade
Even
deadline.
mid-season, you can't trade him away because then it's like, hey, you gave him no one to throw to except for one person. If Justin does get it clicking, so like you have to ride that out. So franchise tagging A-Rob and allowing it to play out was the right move. Did it work out? No, but it was the right move. A right move.
I
The
don't
right
agree.
move does not have to have a high rate of. Does not have to be successful for it to still be the right move.
I don't
Like,
agree at all.
hey, listen.
Who are the people that caught your touchdowns at the end of the season? Andy wasn't using A-Rob.
Andy played like 4 games.
Andy played the last game.
And he did throw to A-Rob.
Nick didn't use A-Rob.
Nick played 1 game.
Still didn't use A-Rob. The systems should be the same.
Hey, by the time Nick actually started, come on now, A-Rob wasn't there. A-Rob wasn't even trying to play. We're talking about week 16?
Hey, listen. He's still on the field. I'm not throwing to him.
Week 16, no.
What they
I'm not.
throwing to him all season.
By the time it was clear that wasn't going to work, you couldn't make any trades anyway.
Yes, you could. He was
When?
not getting used before the trade deadline.
When was the trade deadline?
Trade deadline was what? December? November. Had to be November because it was before Thanksgiving. Maybe October. When was the trade deadline? NFL trade deadline. Is this last year? November 1st. So after like early November. I'm not seeing
Early
anything.
November.
Early November.
All right. So realistically, from between the first game Justin starts and the trade deadline, wasn't he also hurt?
He was hurt, but that was after that was
He was also hurt.
he got hurt in November.
He played 4 games before the trade deadline.
No.
No, he played every game since the start of the season. But the reason I'm starting at Cleveland is because Cleveland is when Justin Fields gets in. And my thought process is, if you are going to keep A-Rob, which you should have, and you want to develop Justin, you don't get rid of your best target, which at
Here's
the time
here's
was
what
still
your best
A-Rob.
here's what your best target got. 2 receptions, 3 receptions, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's not even a number 2.
Still doesn't negate the rhyme and reason as to why you don't trade him away before the trade deadline.
I absolutely move on from him.
I got you. Hey, armchair GM is always 2020.
I said to move on from him before the trade deadline came. It ain't nothing hindsight about it. Look at his targets before that. 6 targets, caught 4. 6 targets, caught 2. 6 targets, caught 4. 4 targets, 4 targets, 7 targets, 5 targets. No, that's not even a number 2. That's a dude in the offense. You knew he didn't want to be there. You knew he was checking out. You knew your quarterback wasn't going to him. Yeah, he's gone. He should have been gone. That's a bad move by Ryan Pace. It's an unintelligent GM move.
Hold on, let's do this. I like this part. I like this part a lot. So what was the trade deadline?
Trade deadline. I think November 8th was a Sunday game. So I would say the 4th, November 4th, maybe.
November 4th.
Something like that.
Okay.
It was like the Tuesday before the 8th, so whatever that was.
Tuesday before the 8th. Look at Darnell Mooney's targets before the trade deadline. Now, mind you, can't control who your QB is in sync with. And them being younger, guess what? I can see why he targeted. Before the trade deadline.
13. Hold on. The other way. 7, 8, 4. But that was the Cleveland game. So nobody in that.
7, 8, 4.
7, 5, 8, 5, 9, 6.
Not drastically more than A-Rob before the trade deadline.
Yeah, but also
so you have to take into consideration we sucked.
No, impactful. A-Rob, did you notice the receptions that I said?
No, I look at targets. I know. I'm looking at targets.
Yeah, but I also gave you his receptions.
You being targeted.
Guess what Darnell did? 66 yards, 125 yards, 64 yards.
So here's the thing.
Yards.
What you're doing is you're actually talking yourself into my point, and you're not realizing it. If I target you, you catch it, and you do something with it, I'm going to target you more.
Yes.
If I target you, you don't catch it, and you don't do anything with it, I'm going to target you less. In this situation, Justin Fields targeted. I saw him target A-Rob, and I'm like, A-Rob's not getting any separation. He's not doing it. He wasn't doing it. So guess what? You know who did get separation? Right. Mooney. You want to know why that makes it easier for your rookie QB? Because it makes it easier to throw to. So guess what? I'm going to target that guy because the chances of me not having an INT are higher. So I'm going to target that guy, boom, and let him have that impactful thing. But when you look at the targets, guess what? They're not like, oh, he targeted him 4 times, but he targeted him 16 times. Like, that's not what happened there.
Never going to be that.
No. It absolutely happens on teams. Go look at Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow right now. Yeah, and go look at Jamar Chase's targets, and everybody else is on that team.
Hey, listen. Joe Burrow said, "I just throw it to a spot. Jamar just be there."
Jamar Chase absolutely has double-digit targets versus everybody else.
Yeah.
You go look at Any other team where it's
but if
clear
you
that that person favors that one, they have double-digit targets versus everyone. That didn't
but if
exist
you
here. For
but
two
if
reasons. Because we
but if
sucked
you
for one.
clearly see A-Rob is not being impactful to your team, A-Rob's not being impactful to your player, and you can get a third round pick, what are you holding on to? If you see that Justin is not targeted, and listen, look at the routes that A-Rob is running. He's not going deep.
Hey,
He's
listen.
getting number 2 routes.
He also was not getting separation, even on the routes he ran.
He,
Hey, listen, it
that's
doesn't.
so,
A
so
lot
listen,
of
so if
things,
that's the case,
can be true. But one thing we're not gonna do is we're not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, we should have did this." If we would have traded A-Rob
we'd have got a third.
and got a third round pick
Yes.
while trying to develop Justin, and it didn't work, we'd have been like, "Well, you traded away one of his best targets."
What did
That's
he
the
help
fan
with
base we
developing
are.
Justin? What did he help with developing Justin? What did he do?
What did A-Rob do?
What did A-Rob do to develop Justin? What did he help with?
Oh, listen, when I was saying that A-Rob wasn't worth the money, I got killed in these chats. I got killed on these lives.
That was preseason. And then we came into the season.
3-4 games in, I was still getting killed.
Well,
Hey,
that's
listen, I'm on tape with this. I
on them.
keep it very consistent. I
Hey,
said he
look,
wasn't worth. I said he wasn't worth 17 million with 17 million in his pocket.
okay. You also said that before the season started, after he came off another 1,000-yard year with Mitch.
1,000-yard year with Mitch. And now you're talking about trading him for a third round pick and saying that
Yeah.
he absolutely was an elite.
You know why?
He's an elite
Because
receiver.
you know
Elite
why?
receivers don't get
Because
traded for third round picks.
you know why? Because when we came into the season, we clearly saw Justin Fields ain't going to you.
Well, thank you. Keep it real. Say I was saying that. Yeah, you can't say elite third round pick in the same sentence.
I can when I see the season start to play out.
Nah,
You said it before the season. You said
because
it
I
with him
was
coming
right.
off a 1,000-yard season.
I was right.
Hey, listen, great, good job.
I
You
was
still should
right.
have traded him
Hey, no,
mid-season.
no, no. Listen, I know it's a
It's
good
dumb.
job. I know it was a great take.
Listen, he's
That's why I
dumb.
doubled down on it.
He's dumb, though. It's dumb.
It's not dumb.
It is dumb.
It's
What'd you
not
keep
dumb.
him for? What'd you keep him for?
It's not dumb.
You
It's not
kept him to keep him in the room and for him to run around and run 5-yard routes?
dumb. Hey, listen.
What are you keeping him for?
You can't play it both ways. You can't say, well, he's on the field
Hey, listen,
and stuff like
I
that.
said
If
he's
he's on
going
the
to,
field, guess what? He should be doing his job. He should be getting separation. He should
I
be
bet,
getting. He should be
there's
getting. He should be making it easier to be targeted. Get
I,
open. He
I
should
do
be
one
doing that.
better. I do you one better. I got a video out saying we should trade A-Rob.
Oh, you do have a video saying that.
100%.
You do have a video saying it.
It was dumb to keep him. It
You
was
do
a
have a video
very
saying it.
Bears move.
You also have a video saying we should keep him.
No, I don't.
You do have a video saying that we shouldn't get rid of A-Rob.
After a 1,000-yard season?
You do have a video saying we shouldn't get rid of
Yes,
A-Rob.
in the preseason. And then the season plays out. That's how sports work, kid.
Okay, listen, I
When I
understand
see
sports work.
things
Don't try
when
to
I
get
see
spicy with
things
me
on
just
the
because
field,
you were wrong.
when I see
You ain't
things
gonna
on
get
the
spicy
field,
because you were
what?
wrong. You're wrong.
Hey, listen.
like,
See things
it's not
on
a
the
bad
field,
move.
when
Like,
you see
it
things on
doesn't
the
matter to
field,
me.
don't
Like,
you adjust? You don't adjust your opinion on a player based on what you see on the court? That's a dumb argument.
it's not a dumb
Before the
argument.
season started, I said we should keep
It's
A-Rob.
not a
Yeah,
dumb
coming off a
argument to sit
1,000-yard
there and
season.
say that your best target, your 1,000-yard receiver, who absolutely has weathered the storm with what you would consider worst QBs,
Yeah.
that you should keep him around just in case it works out. It wasn't a bad move. It was they franchise tag him to wait and see. That's why you franchise tag
I'm not
that
saying it's
person,
a bad
because you
move.
don't want to pay him long-term money, but you want to see how the situation develops. That's why you do that. That's
I'm
called
not saying
making
that's a
money work,
bad
sir.
move. I didn't
That's how
say
you
that was
make the
a bad
money
move.
work, sir. That's how you do that. I'm
I
not going
didn't
to
say
pay
that
you a
was a bad
long-term
move.
contract.
Nobody said that was a bad move. Who said that was a bad move?
You did.
When?
You did. You
When?
literally said, "Hey," you literally said,
What
"Why
I
would
say?
you franchise tag him just to pay him $100,000 less than what he was asking for?" And you
When?
do that because you don't pay him long-term money
Okay.
to see how a
So
situation
so
develops
so
out.
so
And
as
you keep that 1,000-yard receiver who you say is proven,
uh-huh.
you keep him to
Mhm.
see if it actually works out past
Right.
November. Guess what? Justin Fields was barely starting at that point.
Right.
So guess what? You keep him for the potential development of your rookie QB. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? I didn't pay him long-term money. I get that cap space. No harm, no foul. I could have got a third, but guess what? I already have some third round picks. I don't need that pick. I need to find out what's working for my rookie QB at
You don't
that
need
point.
you don't need
You
that
don't
pick.
you don't need that third round pick. You don't need that third round pick as much as you need to find out what Justin can do and make sure he has people to throw to. It's not
So
the GM's fault that it wasn't developed on the field, but to make sure that the opportunity is there, that absolutely is on the GM to make sure that opportunity is there. And that's why you do that.
nah.
No
Nah.
one thank you. No one knew A-Rod was going to fall off like this season. No
Man,
one knew that.
but we were 6 weeks into the season at this point.
Yeah, you were 6 weeks in the season and we spent 3 weeks trying to sit there and say it was Justin even starting. We didn't
Right.
even know if Justin was starting for half that time. So you
Hey,
can't even make that assessment.
hey,
That's stupid. Because
no,
you're not developing Andy Dalton, you're developing Justin Fields. That's
hey.
why you keep that target there.
Was he a part of the system when Andy was starting?
You don't
Was he a
we
part of the system? Were they
we were
using?
not trying to develop Andy Dalton.
Okay, were they using?
You kept him from Justin Fields. Let's call a spade a spade. Did we keep him from Andy Dalton?
No, you kept him for no reason.
You kept him from Justin Fields. All right,
You-
that's okay. You don't want to say it. That's all
Did
right.
you?
I got you.
Did you? Did you? Because you didn't
I got
use
you.
him. You kept him for Justin and didn't use him.
Hey, listen. There's a lot
So
that
how'd
went
you keep
wrong
him
there.
for Justin?
There's a lot that went wrong there. And I
Hey,
would say
there's a lot
this.
that went wrong.
A lot that went wrong with
But
how
you know
that
what I would
situation
rather
worked
have?
out
I would
is
rather
a
have
lot of that's not GM work. A lot of that is development and coaching.
you know what is GM work? Getting as much draft capital back as you can. You know why the Rams are good? Because yeah, they trade around first round picks, and guess what? They go get picks back for other dudes. Hey, let's get Odell in here for a little bit of nothing.
Oh, Odell
Hey,
first
let's
took me
trade
out.
this away. Let's trade this away. Let's go get it's how the
Here's
NFL
the
works.
thing, and this is what a lot of people say. They just kick the can down the road. There's going to be a time where the Rams are going to be in absolute trouble for this team they put together. There's going to be a time where the Bucks are going to be in absolute trouble for the team they put together. That's what happens. You know who just experienced that? And everyone was like, "Oh, what's Bill going to do?" The Patriots. The Patriots bet the farm. They got rings out of it, but then you have to do that rebuilding. And unfortunately enough, he's
Hey,
competent and the best in the world at doing that. But no other coach could have done it the way Bill did. But that's what happens when you spend that type of money. So yeah, for right now, the Rams do look good. The Bucks do look good. All these powerhouse teams, they look really good. It's gonna bite them in behind later. So what happens then?
hey, will it?
It will.
Will it?
And you know it. It always does. Every team that bets that big eventually has a few down seasons to rebuild.
Hey, listen. If
You
if I
have to.
if I win a couple rings and then I got a couple down seasons and I'm right back again, me and you both believe Kyle Trask gonna eat down there.
Yeah, but Kyle
So
Trask is not gonna have the same targets.
why won't
You can be a
so
good QB, but not have the same
lose
level of
this
targets
game?
because you have to make sure that you have to make that money work.
That mean that's on the GM though. Go draft the next big target. Clearly, they have no problem finding talent down there. Mike Evans was a draft pick.
All I'm saying is two things. By the time we figured out A-Rod wasn't, and it's listen, don't take my word for
By
it.
the way,
No, don't take my word for it. Guess what?
Justin played 2 games into the season. By the way,
Don't take my word for it. Go research.
I don't have to. I know what it is.
Go research it.
I
Any
saw it already.
people a lot smarter than us agree.
Hey, listen, I don't care what they say. Why would I care?
And at
This is
this
my
point,
show. It's my show. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
it's your show. You're right. It's your show.
Hey,
The
listen,
dumb take.
I don't care. I don't care what
With
people
the
outside this
dumb
show
take.
say. I don't care what people outside this show say.
With the dumb take.
Hey, listen, it's not a dumb take. It's just not. It's just not. You got no
Hey,
value from A-Rob, and a third round pick is absolutely more valuable for you moving forward. That's just facts. That's just facts.
hindsight is always 2020. At the
Was it
time, I see
hindsight
why
when I
we
said
kept
it
him.
before the draft, for the trade deadline happened?
It was a move that at the point that you made it and the point you made the video, I could see where you were going, but I didn't agree.
I mean, you had seen 4 weeks of Justin playing with A-Rob already.
I know I'd seen 4 weeks of trying to figure it the heck out, and Justin getting killed one week and then seeing Ghost the next one. Justin got killed one week and he
Definitely
looked
got killed.
real rough the next week, and it's like the game plan wasn't there for him. I was looking at him struggle. Hey, listen, we all saw them games. Do not sit there and act like, oh, you know, he was absolutely not. No, that wasn't how it happened. Justin got killed his first start,
For sure.
negative yardage. The next game, he literally
So,
looked like he was rushing himself.
so
There's no way you can look at
first
a
off,
phone and look at those
Cleveland,
stats and
Cleveland
try
game.
to justify that.
No,
You can't.
Cleveland game, he got killed. Next game versus Detroit, he won.
Okay,
Next game
it
versus
doesn't
Detroit,
matter if you won.
hey, listen,
Look at
listen.
the game and how the game unfolded.
I
The
I, I
game
look,
unfolded.
I watched
Justin
the
didn't
game.
look good.
Justin didn't. He looked like a rookie quarterback.
No, he looked no. There's a lot of rookie QBs in this league right now, and a few of them look way better than Justin. That's a poor excuse. That's a poor excuse. Come
No,
on.
because you want to hold everybody to the same.
I don't hold everybody to the same standard. I don't.
And by the way, in
I
Detroit,
don't.
what do you have? 209 yards. It's not a bad bounce back week.
It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But it doesn't.
I'm not
Nothing that you're going to read is going to sit there and validate what we saw and what happened on the field. It's just the statistical number is tied to it. It's not going to validate your argument.
saying.
You literally have to go watch those games and realize what happened. You have to watch film on those things.
Yeah,
And
I
since you're
watched
not in
all
a
the games
film
this
room right now,
year.
all you're going to do is sit there and say, "Well, he got 209 yards. Where was Allen Robinson there?"
Hey,
You don't
hey,
know how that game broke down.
hey! Out of the two of us,
That's what makes it a dumb take.
out of the two of us, I watched all the games this year.
Hey, listen, you
I
clearly
watched
didn't
every
watch it.
down of that
You could
Detroit
have
game.
watched every down and did not watch certain angles. You know how many times you have to watch a play to sit there and see all the things? Guess
I
what? You know what
did.
the ESPN did last night for the championship game? They had coaches reviewing the film.
Mm-hmm.
And they were sat there and they rewind that thing 3-4 times. What
Yeah.
was that person doing? What was that person doing? That was person. I've sat and watched the game with you. You do not do that. So for this type of argument, unless you
You
want to
can't
sit
do that.
down,
You
and
can't do
for
that
this
while
type of
you watch
argument,
the
unless
game
you want to
live.
sit down and review the tape, which I'm willing to do with you,
Yeah, you
there's no
can't.
way you can pick up your phone, read a stat line, and say, "Well, that what happened here? What happened?" You don't know unless you read the
All
tape.
you do.
Nah,
That's
dog.
all you do.
As much
What are
as you like to say,
you
that's
talking
all
about?
I do. My
That's all
my
you
take
do.
is my take on this is better than yours,
It's
and your
not.
way of
You're
resolving
just
it
wrong.
would require you to look at the tape, and you can't
You're just
because
wrong.
you're on radio.
That's not.
That's all.
Why? Why?
That's
Why?
okay.
Why?
It's
You know what
okay.
I'm saying?
It's all right. It's all
You
right.
know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
listen,
Listen.
it's Windy City Breeze. You know I got to get out because I got to go take this vaccine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Self safe, man.
yeah, no, right? No, not really promoting good health and stuff like that.
Stay safe out there. You
Uh,
know what I'm saying? Kwame Brown out here.
it's not Kwame Brown. What are you talking about? I'm saying go get tested. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Kwame Brown said a lot of stuff. At this point, you could just throw Kwame Brown out there. It could mean anything at this point.
I don't even know what kind of segment with that. What the heck was that?
No.
Hey, keep holding it down, man. I'll be back.
Hey, I got you, my boy. Stay safe out there.
Yes, sir.
Nah, Doc. Kid be thinking Mud's gonna back down. He's still in here listening. Y'all don't see it. He gonna pop back in. Look at him. Look, wait for it. He just staring at the camera right now. Nah, man. I love doing that, dog. I love doing that. Y'all wilding though. If you ever thought that that you shouldn't get rid of A-Rob, that's just crazy. Like at that
Don't
point,
be mad because you got cooked.
what
You
I
got
tell
cooked. You got cooked. Don't be mad you got cooked. It's okay. It's on tape. It's on
you, who got cooked? Hold on. I'll get your. Ain't nobody get cooked. Nah.
tape.
You got me now? I'm back in the game. Nah, it's just poor. It's a poor argument. What'd you keep A-Rob for? You didn't keep him for a reason. You kept him just to keep him around. You kept him just to keep him around. You didn't use him. He wasn't a part of your scheme. He wasn't a part of your game plan. You didn't even run him on a route that was more than 15 yards. There's no reason to keep him. Trade him. Go get the pick. And it's not hindsight for me because I said that before the pick or before the trade deadline got here. I said that before the trade deadline got here. Now, listen, before the season started, did I say keep A-Rob? You got dang right I did. You know why? Because he was coming off a 1,000-yard season with Mr. Trubisky, who can't complete a 10-yard pass consistently. But nah, you're not finna hit me with that. I watched it all year. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me, man. Every now and then, me and Kid get into them random, random, we got to take you down. Who's going to be tougher? Who's going to be right? It's all good, though. It's all good, man. Hey, listen, I'm not going to lie to y'all. We covered a lot of stuff today. Let's finish it out with that national championship. Let's finish it out with that natty championship, y'all. Let's finish it out with that natty championship. Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs winning for the first time since 1980. Kirby Smart getting the job done for them. Absolutely coming out, getting the job done. Great coaching. You saw that Georgia defense. That Georgia defense is ridiculous. Let's start there. Dog. Did y'all watch that game last night? That Georgia defense is ridiculous. Flying to the ball. Ton of defenders out there that are absolutely going to the next level. Flying to the ball. And you did a great job getting pressure on Alabama. That's where it all started last night. I watched that game last night, and you saw Young trying to make a move, stepping back, trying to step up in the pocket. There was just nowhere for him to go. The pressure last night was suffocating. And that's something, listen, that's what the Bears have to look at. That's what how that pressure was, that's what I want for my team. You know what I'm saying? Like how that pressure was last night, it made the DBs better. Did a great job completely shutting down that run game. And I'll say this. I will say this, caveat to all of it. The injuries that Alabama went through were definitely detrimental to them being successful at the end, right? You had lost a couple players before that game. You end up losing your wideout in the game. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. Y'all see how I'm not dropping no names or I'm not dropping that many names. I don't watch college football like that. That's how impactful a game that was last night. That's how impactful a game that was. That's one of the best national championship games. And it's not because it was high scoring. It's not because but it was just exciting. I love a defensive game. And that's what we saw last night. It was one of those it was one of those games where first half field goal, field goal, field goal, keeping it under wraps. Nobody's getting into the end zone. Second half, boom, let's go. Great story down in Georgia as well. Stetson Bennett comes out, walk on, getting the job done. By the way, was that a fumble? Was it not? You see him get tackled behind the line. He tries to make a play. The earlier in the game, they called that same game for Young, not a fumble. They called that same play for Bryce Young earlier in the game, not a fumble. Right? But we get into that game, we see how does he respond to it? How does he fight back? How does he get to that next level? How does he comes down? Couple of dots. Couple of dots. You know what I'm saying? That's how you respond. Then your defense gets the job done for you. That's how you respond. I loved what we saw last night in that game. And here's the question for the chat, right? If you're talking about Kobe Smart or Kirby Smart, Kobe Smart. I got Bulls on the brain. If you're talking about Kirby, good Lord, I did it again. Kirby Smart. Coming from Alabama, working with Nick Saban, stuff like that. Now on doing his own thing with his own team. Where do we rank him among college head coaches right now for getting that program that championship, that daddy championship? Where do we rank him among college head coaches right now? I believe he's only one of 5 head coaches that have a national championship that are actively coaching. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, it was an amazing last night. The way he had his boys ready for that game last night, the way he had that team prepared to go, the plays that they were running, how aggressively on defense, how aggressively that defense was prepared, how they were ready for. I mean, dog, there was one play. I don't even know my man's name. I'm telling y'all, I'm not a college football guy. I'm not gonna sit here and run through the stats, run through these names. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I'm just reacting to the football I saw. There was one play. They end up running. They end up running I believe it was the end around. Maybe it was behind them at something. Running back Young turns around, hands the ball off. The DB came from a mile on the other side of the field, just tracking it the entire way. Pre-play, followed him down, tackles him in the backfield. That's being ready. Cornelia said, I still put Dabo Sweeney over Kirby. Okay. Where do we rank Kirby? He had this team ready to roll. Now, 100% healthy Alabama team, is that different? You lost a couple of offensive weapons there. You lost a couple of your wideouts. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think it is different. Because to me, I didn't watch that game seeing Bryce Young have an amazing passing day. I didn't watch that game. Now, he threw some dots. Now, both of those guys last night threw some dots. But I didn't watch that game last night like, oh, my God, this guy's going to dot me up. I watched that game last night like, wow, he really stepped out. He really stepped up in the right moment there. Almost every pass he completed, right? Almost every completed pass was, wow, he really made a good step up. He made a good adjustment. It was credit to Bryce for what he did last night. He did a good job falling back and then getting outside of the pocket on that. He did a good job. Every pass he completed, right? Every pass he completed. It was credit to Bryce. But that defense last night was suffocating. That defense last night absolutely came out and got the job done. That defense, even down to the last play. Make no mistake about it. Bryce running for his life gets hit on the throw, throws it. It's underthrown. Oh, goodness. Oh, God. Pick six? Oh, God. I was impressed. I was seriously impressed. Billy Tate says you got to give it to Kirby though. Most all championships have had a QB have had the QB being the best player on the team. Kirby did it with a walk-on. You got to give him his credit. Listen, but I'll tell you this. Kirby did it with a walk-on. Absolutely, right? Can't take it away from Kirby, and if anything, it's a credit to him. But let's not act like Stetson Bennett didn't come out and absolutely ball and respond well, especially when we're talking about a walk-on, right? The fumble call, which I think was complete garbage. The fumble call, that would have crushed a lot of dudes. In that moment, that bigger moment, you saw him at the beginning too. You saw him at the beginning of the game where he came out there and he was nervous. He's all right, let's go. He made a couple simple mistakes. Didn't let the game get to him mentally though. You saw him first drive. He gets sacked, loss of 15. You feel like this is going to be Alabama's day on defense. And they still got Bryce Young. But you felt like this could be Alabama's day defensively with how the game started off. He didn't let it get to him. What I saw from Bennett last night was him continue to go through moments where he absolutely could have crumbled under the pressure. Where he absolutely could have crumbled to what was happening on the field, to things that I mean, honestly, early mental mistakes on his part, late, couple of bad calls, things that would break you. He didn't do it. He didn't crumble. Fought back. He got through it. He got to that next level. To come out and then, what was it? 2 back-to-back passes, I believe, right? Dots. Tutties. Getting the job done. I loved seeing that. That was wild. But just that defense alone, man. Kirby had them boys ready to go. Mike Davis said Georgia defense responded to the criticism they got after the SEC championship game. No, absolutely. They were talking about them like they were just undisciplined, unconditioned, unable to get the job done. They weren't prepared. They weren't well coached. That's how they were talking about them, right? And here we are today. And that's why I ask y'all today, where do you put him? Where do you rank him? Where do you hold him up now? He's one of 5 coaches in college football that has a national championship under his belt. Mike Davis says, did that game get you thinking about watching more college games? You know what? This is the tough part for me, right? And I tweeted this out last night with I put it in there. I was trying to see if Muzz caught it. So I put collage. But I said I was never cut out for collage. But I do wish that I had a team that I was tied to. I do wish that I had a team that I could ride or die for. I do. And I don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a team. I was trying to find a team this year, cut on college game, but when you're not tied to it, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel that emotional connection. Like with the Bears, the reason I sit there and I go so hard for my teams is for me with the Bulls, there's an emotional connection. With the Bears, there's an emotional connection. White Sox, emotional connection. I watched y'all win a championship in this city. With the Blackhawks, the reason that it's so hard for me to watch them now, I had that emotional connection with you. And then I found out something heinous about you, and it kind of broke that emotional connection. And now I'm trying to force the connection. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to create that connection when you don't have that connection to the school for me is tough. And my family was never like, listen, not a lot of college grads coming out of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of college grads in the family. Poor P.kidd. P.kidd P.kidd said in the chat, he said college athletes are the most heartbreaking thing to watch. I got tied to one player, but he came in and was trash. Hey, listen, but see, that's the thing, right? That's the way you look at it. Like, that's how I feel about, like, I can get tied to players, right? So like for me, Michael Carter Williams is easy to get tied to. I've been watching him since he was in high school. He's always been a bucket. I've always thought he was going to be great in the NBA. Came in, absolutely started to show something. A little bit injury prone. A little bit injury prone. That's the part where you start to lose the connection. And like, no, dude that I've watched forever and I thought was going to be great is trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have you need that connection. I don't know if I can force that connection. I don't know if I can tie myself to a team. I thought about doing a vlog this year. I might do it next year when college football season rolls back around, man, and see if I could tie myself to a team. See if I could force that connection to where I actually love a team, where I ride or die for a team. But I tell you what, it ain't gonna be one in the state. Now, the one team I will say, college basketball wise, Illinois is my squad. But even them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't go to Illinois. Like, I love Illinois because it's a state school, because D. Will, that was a part of my childhood. That emotional connection is there. And it's the thing too. I feel dirty. Like, I always wanted to uh because my dad actually went to Alabama. He didn't graduate from Alabama, but he actually went to Alabama, right? But it feels kind of dirty if I root for the team that my dad went, or the school that my dad went to, because like they've been dominant forever. You know what I mean? Like, Like, do you just hop on with the best team in college? Just call it a day? Javier says, stop sleeping on Loyola basketball. Hey, listen, I rooted for Loyola too. That's the thing. I'm not tied to any of these schools like that. That's the problem. That's why I can't, you know what I'm saying? When Loyola went on a run, hey, Loyola Chicago, let's go, baby. Let's get Final Four. Get to the national championship game. Get in there. Do what you got to do. What was my man name? Crutwig. I loved watching Crutwig play. But I rooted for them just as hard as I rooted for Illinois last year. Maybe I cheered for Illinois a little bit more. Illinois broke my heart much earlier, but you know what I'm saying. That's just how it goes, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Honestly, what team should I get tied to? What's y'all teams? What's the team that I should tie myself to? What's the team that I should ride or die for? It'll be no team in the state of Illinois. I know that much. But if I was to cheer for a team, now I will say, where's my man? Is it Dabo? I think it's Dabo. Where's my man's that's he was with the Tigers? They just fired him, right? Where'd he go? I like him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like him. I don't really like whatever team he with, but I like him. Wasn't he with LSU before this? Oh, we got LSU in the chat already. Cornelius Rock with Clemson. I just want that. I want that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you must have went to school there. Not at all. Mike Davidson says the way college football postseasons are, you can actually have multiple teams do the bowl games. Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I pick a team, I'm gonna pick that team. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna have the colors. I'm gonna have, like, I almost want to pick a team. Like, see, this is the thing too, right? Like, who's LSU biggest rival? Somebody let me know. Who's LSU biggest rival? Is it Clemson? It's Clemson, ain't it? Like, I want to pick a team with a good rivalry. I don't want to pick a team that just gets stomped out either. Like, you can't be that. You can't be. I can't ride with you and then you get dog walked by Alabama every single year. Although that's most of the league, but oh, so Dabo's the coach at Clemson. Okay. I only rock with Dabo because of how he talk, dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dabo will keep it 100. Dabo walk in, you get that baby blue down here. I kick your ass. Go Tigers. Dabo do a whole post game interview. The lady don't know what he talking about. Boy, I told that boy right there. Every time I come down here, I want them to go Tigers. What? Was that a defensive game plan you just broke down? What was that? Told the quarter come down, he played him up safety and hit up right there, and then got that quarterback. Go Tigers. What? It's the only reason I like him. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know if I'm assuming he's a good coach. I think he's won a national championship too. Like, I really want to know. Kid says he's a Texas A&M fan. All right. Billy Tate says you can't be a bandwagon jumper when it comes to college football. You got to ride or die, win or lose, fighting Irish baby. Freeman changing the culture already. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not rooting for them either. My dad root for now. He went to Bama, but of course we grew up, South Side. So you always watch Notre Dame. He grew up rooting for the Irish, stuff like that. Yeah, no. They ain't won a championship since what, the 90s? Right? Something like that. And the one time they got there, they end up getting dog walked. Oh, Mike Davis said that's not Dabo, that's Ed O's. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? I don't know these mugs. I don't pay attention to no college football, but I want to be a fan. I want to be a fan. I want to root for a team. I really do. That's Ed O at LSU. Hey, listen, and maybe I rock with him. I don't know. You know what? No cap though. No cap though. I don't know how much they get on TV. I might start rooting for what's his name team though. I didn't know the name of the team. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might start rooting for Primetime's team. Just because of HBCU, just because, you know what I'm saying, rock with the vibe of what Prime has done there. All of a sudden they winning. You know what I'm saying? I might rock with Prime team. Little underdog on the come up, getting the job done. I might rock with Prime team. I don't know. Honestly. And don't get it twisted. 100% rocking with them because of Prime. %100% rocking with them because of Prime. Billy Tate said Ed got fired. Now, yeah, Brian Kelly down there. Dog, I did see that. Did y'all see that? Brian Kelly went down there. All of a sudden, he had a Southern accent. What was that? I remember that too, dog. That was wild. Brian Kelly goes down to LSU, gets off the plane. All of a sudden, he starts talking like this. Like, what the heck is that, dog? Where'd that come from? Prime time is Jackson State. All right, listen. Might be rocking with Jackson State. You know I love Prime. I'm going to tell you 100%. Wherever Prime go, if he leave that school, go to another school, that's my school. I can get behind that. I might get behind that next season. Definitely might get behind that next season. Can't be a Michigan fan. Somebody told me be a Michigan fan. Absolutely not. Y'all can't get through Ohio State twice a year. Oh, go be a Michigan fan. No, that's okay. I want that feeling y'all got. Like, I feel like college is more fanatical. Like with college, I don't have to be like with the Bears, with the Bulls. Like to me, I have to be the fan, not a fanatic, but a fan, right? Like these are my teams, but I also want them to win the big championships. How do I navigate my team to get that? How do I get my team in that position? Right? With college, I feel like you get to be a fanatic. Because the kids are unknown. The kids are on a different level. You get a new class all the time. You never know what's gonna happen. You want to see it. You want to see what comes into play. You want to see what happens next. Like I'm not gonna lie. I feel like with college I get to be a little more fanatic. I might mess with that, but I don't have an attachment to nobody. I want that attachment, man. Shout out to everybody that's in here rocking with us this morning, man. If y'all ain't hit that like button for me, man. Show some love to your boy. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Still got a few minutes to go. But just want to let you guys know, man, if you guys are going to be around later, we'll be live. Me and Ringo will be on for the live call tonight. Kid's going to actually be at the game, but we'll be on for the live call tonight. Bulls versus Detroit Pistons. Should be a fun one. No Jeremy Grant, I believe so. Bulls should get that dub. Billy Tate says, don't be surprised if Deion leaves for FSU in a year or two. We'll see. I don't know. Deion seemed like he rocking with the program he got. We'll see. Coaches be leaving. Cornelia said, Clemson Tigers, I'm telling you, we got this for the next few years. We'll see. got to go to one or live in that college town to get that real connection. Unless you just love a coach. I'm telling you, dog, Coach O is that dude. Nah, granted, I didn't know who he was, but y'all knew I knew the voice. Y'all knew I knew the voice. Y'all knew I knew the voice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I come down there, let that boy say that he come across the middle, hit that boy from the middle, and then get that quarterback. Go Tigers. What? What? What are we talking about? Mike Davison says, "Who's your favorite NFL player all time? You might look at A school. Probably Marshawn. Where did Marshawn go to college? See, I'm telling you, I don't know much till you get into the league. What you do in the league? Let's see. Marshawn Lynch College. University of California, Berkeley. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Shout out to Gary for the super chat, man. Will the Bulls keep Patrick Williams? Yeah, I think they will. I think because the one thing we've talked about them needing is rebounding. The one thing we've consistently said the Bulls need is rebounding. And if that's the case, just go grab somebody that rebounded. Cornelia said Cal. Mike Davidson said Cal. Same as Aaron Rodgers. Oh, okay. A-Rod and Cal. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah. Are they good? I feel like they're not good because I'm asking, are they good? Like I don't pay close attention, right? I don't pay close attention. But I usually know the good teams. I know Alabama. I know Ohio State. I know LSU. I know who else we got? Georgia. I know Georgia's defense is normally pretty good. I know, you know what I'm saying? I know the good. If I'm asking are they good, it's usually not good. Pac-12 conference with USC, UCLA, and Oregon, etc. Okay. Maybe. We'll see. I got to check it out. Dog, it's going to be listen, next year I'm going to really try, right? I'm going to really try to get the that fandom built up. I'm going to really try to get that fandom to the next level, right? And for those who are listening over on the Contender side, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always. We want to let y'all know that we'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning over on this just for the Contender side. We'll stay till 9 on YouTube. Just finish it out here because we got some good conversation going over here. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy. Appreciate y'all for sticking through if y'all are listening. Y'all stay safe out there. Make sure that if you're not listening over there and you got a bust a move, you go download the Contender app, man, because you can hear us live over there as well. Y'all stay safe out there. We'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace. Now, for those of us here on YouTube, appreciate y'all for sticking around. Because we'll probably I don't want to cheat y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like the Contender on that side, it's more of a radio feel. It's more of a what is it? It's more of the radio. It's more like they got outros and stuff like that. It's real musical, melodic. You know what I'm saying? Real melodic. Over here, I'm just rocking with y'all, man. We got to get the show to that point, but we ain't there yet. Mike Davis says Lincoln Riley at USC pulling a lot of top recruits. I don't know, man. I'm gonna really make a real effort next year. I'm gonna make a real effort. I know I said it this year. I didn't make a real effort this year. I turned on a couple of games at LSU because liked Ed. And that's all I did. After that, I didn't watch no college football. I literally turned on a couple of games at LSU, and after that, I didn't watch no college football. And I've never had a player that I was like, man, this dude is so good. I got to go back and see what his college was like. The most tied I've ever been to college is when they had NCAA, the video game. Most tied ever. Maybe the best way to start is following the high school blue chippers. I don't even know what that means. Maybe you like Penn State. The Lions are always competitive. I love that everybody's trying to get me a team. That's the best part of this show, right? Wells are like, nah, man, you got to experience it, man. Get you a team, dog. Get you a team. Get you a team you ride for. Penn State is a good college. Ain't Penn State got a lot of negative history tied to them? We gonna see, man. We're gonna see what team I end up rocking with, because it might really be Deion's team, dog. It might really be, because I really like. For me, it's gonna be based off of a coach. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I have to have something that's gonna be a staple there, right? I have to have something that's gonna be, I rock with this guy. So for me, because the kids are in and out, that's the reason I've never really rocked with college, because it's like, one, kids don't stay nowhere for a long time, especially if I'm looking at what's the name of it? Especially if I'm looking at like the players, like trying to get attached to the players and stuff like that. I'm not focusing in on the person. Or I don't have a person to focus in on, I should say. So for me, it's better if I have a person to focus in on. So I'm gonna focus in on the coach. So it's gonna be one of them crazy. Maybe it's Kirby. Maybe I start rocking with Georgia because of Kirby, right? How long he been there? I don't know. He getting the job done. He won a national title. Maybe I start rocking with and because it's Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Georgia game gotta be lit. Gotta be lit. Jackson State got the number one player from high school, so I like that. Shout out to Gary for another super chat. Should the Bears target Antonio Brown? No. Not even just because of all the stuff he went through, just because Antonio Brown, while he can still play football, a little up there in age. Getting a little up there in age. And you know he's gonna be one in that bag. If you want to see your team play on national TV every game, Notre Dame is where it's at. But Notre Dame lose a lot, Billy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, listen, I Notre Dame I keep up with because my whole family rock with Notre Dame. Notre Dame be losing. I also don't want to get somebody that I'm gonna get my heart broken by every year. Like, at least if I rock with Jackson State, they moving in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? They moving in the right direction. They got Prime there. I want to see teams moving in the right direction. That's what I want to see, man. Hey, listen, we gonna sort this out. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna pick a team. I'm gonna pick a team, and I'm gonna rock with it, and I'm gonna become a fanatic, and I'm just gonna enjoy it for the team. I'm not gonna get on here and break them down. I'm not gonna, because listen, I'm not gonna follow college football that much. But if I follow that team specifically, I'm definitely gonna get in there. I'm definitely gonna get in there. Somebody said Ohio State too. Yeah, Ohio State ain't bad. I thought about them one time too, just because I like how the clothes look. I ain't gonna lie, Jackson State logo kind of lame, but I rock with them. Hey, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with your boy as always, man. I really do. Wanted to rock with y'all till 9:00 on this side. On the YouTube side, we'll go a little longer so that we giving y'all the full 3 hours. As always, man. Hey, listen, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Pull up tonight. We got Bulls live call. We're gonna have a fun time with that. And then pull up on we'll also have a post game on that, and we gonna be back up, ready to go bright and early tomorrow morning at 6. So hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the page, man. We're doing this every day, Monday through Friday. I appreciate the love that you guys have shown. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with your boy. As always, it's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.